Alright, with that, we are underway. Hello everyone, welcome to Lobster Crossfire 7. That's right, 7. We are up to lucky number 7 for these red lobster claws that we call the Dually Squelches. Welcome to this tournament. I am Yeson, I'm going to be your host for today. We are going to be checking out 11 amazing teams, as many games as we can in this double elimination tournament. Hope you're excited because we are almost ready to start the first round immediately. We'll have a quick look at the bracket while we get our remaining players in here, but it will not be long before we get our first bit of gameplay. It's just gotta load it up here, and we'll do a little scrolly scroll. Excellent, there we go. So, our teams for today, this is what we're looking at. We got Pickup Bralumiwa. That's going to be a hard one. Starburst. We've seen them before. Yeen versus the Jelly Squids. Something we're also quite familiar with. This is going to be our first match here. Cook Islands versus the HBD Tartar. That is going to be what we're about to see. We also have Centrelink Esports. Classy. Love it. Love that work. We have Pizza Bun versus Sonder. Sonder, also a very strong team. We have Alt Z. Wanting to undo their team name there, but not quite getting it done. And the Slim Jesus Gang to round out our list of teams. So that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams as predicted. It's going to be a good set today. We don't usually, well, it's nice to see a roster this large as well. We are in for some hot competition. Alright, let's switch back over here now. We are just waiting on one more player and we will be ready to start. But for those of you who don't know, today we're going to be seeing a lot of splat zones. It is double elimination splat zones, best of 5 in the winners bracket, best of 3 in the losers bracket, and a best of 7 with a potential bracket reset for the grand final. We have 8 maps that are going to be randomly selected from. It's a pool of 8 maps that are going to have random selection. So the teams have a pretty good idea of what they're going to be going up against today. The one critical rule, each team must have a Dually Squelcher or a custom Dually Squelcher on their roster. They can have more if they want, but they have to have at least one of those. That is it. That's our tournament. Nice and simple. We get a lot of focus on combat. We get a lot of focus on teams doing some excellent plays. And we get to get a good feel for the international dynamics of these players, being an international tournament and all that. Alright, so the lobby is just waiting on 2 players now. I know that's backwards from what I said just a moment ago, but it seems that we are having some players swapping out, potentially. So while we're waiting, we can have a quick look at our roster. Might as well have a quick peeky peek at the players on stream currently. Let's see, so for HBD Tartar, we have Captain Kiwi, we have Oscar, Ricky, and Nick. I'm familiar with the captain, not so much with the players on the team. I'm excited to see what they will bring to the table because I honestly don't know what to expect. And then from their opponent being Cook Islands, we have Rhythm up top, as well as Eclipse, Luke, and Nova. Some big names on that team. Potentially some strong play from that group. Alright, let's jump over to our gameplay now. Here we go. These are our teams. This is what we're dealing with. We're starting with the Reef. Reef is generally a nice testing ground to run through your player strategy. It's the first match of the day. So unless these players have been practicing in advance, good place to get your feet wet. Although try not to end up in the water, that is a bit counterproductive. And being a split zone, it's likely to not instantly knock out. These zones are a bit harder to double cap. Not the hardest by any stretch, but a bit harder than your average one zone map. So teams will have a bit of time to get warmed up and really get their ink flowing. Just waiting on 2 more players now. Who will be the Dually Squelchers holders? A very good question. We do have... Luke is one of these players. Just for the benefit of the chat, I believe they are on the top team there, the alpha team. So, process of elimination, you might be able to figure that one out. Okay, here we go. First round, best of 5 format. How will our players do? What weapons will they bring? We've seen the meta kind of settle over the last 2 Lobster Crossfires. Even though we had the large break in the middle. So we'll see how that persists. This is quite different from what I'm used to. We have Soda Slosher Jr. and a Kensa Gal coming out here from Cook Islands. A bit more of an expected comp. Lots of shooters, very turf heavy. But the Bamboozler and the Splash Neo coming out from HDB. That is quite unexpected. They've got the early picks and they're about to have 2 specials ready to go. That Splash Neo is a particularly nasty special. If I recall correctly, the Splash Neo is that an Ultra Stamp weapon? Could be wrong on that. Either way, doesn't get to use the special, they go down. Early control does go to HDB, but it does not look like they're going to be able to keep it for long. Cook Islands pushing back in nice and quickly. Booyah Bomb in the back pocket. Kensagal gets a lovely max range shot there. We imagine that's Luke from chat's estimation. Makes sense making shots like that already with 3 splats on the board and their special ready and waiting. Lead goes to Cook Islands. They've got a bit of work to do here if they want to get a knockout this early on. The opponent team not losing any players at the moment and throwing specials of their own. Booyah Bomb comes out to try and defend. Splash Wall as well. 2 are down on Cook Islands. Can they find the remaining 2? Yes, they do. They find 1 at least. It looks like Flo is kind of out of position at the moment. That will be control to HDB. Fair enough. Alright. Lead close to a change here. Decent penalty on the board as well. If HDB can get a nice flanking splat here, they'll be in a good position. Ricky trying to provide that for the team. Can't quite do it. Senses the Tenta Missiles and backs out. However, the rest of the team doing a good job at keeping it together. Booyah Bomb is going to push Ricky nice and far away. And that is going to be control back for Cook Islands. They don't have the lead at the moment, but it's certainly not unassailable. We're only 2 minutes into this match, and we've already seen quite a lot of back and forth between these players as they get warmed up in this opening game. Flo and Eclipse pushing together. Eclipse, we've seen them on the dually squelches before. We know they can do some work with those things. And running the vanilla dually squelches as well. You don't see that on many Australian teams, the vanilla. Usually the custom is much preferred, bomb meta being the way it is. But I do like to see the change of pace. Flo now pushing around with that Soda Slosher, just trying to find the enemy there as my cat tries to get my attention behind me. See how well that persists throughout the stream. Hoping not too much. Only 1 point remaining. Can they take it? They do! A hard-fought push. No players going down. Just using the sheer pressure of their ink laying to grab that pick there. Yeah, I imagine CDS is internationally preferred. It makes sense. It is just a nicer kit in general, though I do really like Tenta Missiles as a set and forget. Allows you to focus a lot more on your primary play. Alright, we have seen the retake happen here by HBD. They just need to focus a little bit on making sure the opponent can't get back in. It will not be hard to stall this one out with a minute left. Specials are coming out now. The Tenta Missiles come out first, just to buy them a bit of space. The armor and the Booyah Bomb as well. Cook Islands know that this is their last chance, but look at that! Ricky from the side on the Splash-O-Matic takes 2 as they land. That is a game-winning splat right there. They've got to be happy about that. Not long to hold off now. Only the Soda Slosher left. It is looking like that is the round. Ricky, absolute beast mode at the end of the first game there. That is going to be game 1 to HBD. Now, I believe it is HBD, but I am going to pull up a reference just in case. It is great. HBD Tata taking that first round. Not hard to see why, looking at that board. There is a lot of effort on behalf of those frontline slayers playing their role effectively. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I can do this kind of stuff for fun. I can manage commentary. I'll be okay. What you got to worry about are our players. This losers bracket is a scary place to end up. You do not want to fall into there without a very strong showing. So Cook Island's gonna have to work that extra bit harder to make it work here. See how they do. They definitely have the potential to make this happen. We saw their special coordination at the end there was very strong. It was just unfortunate that they were undercut by such clever movement from Ricky. I definitely think it's possible for them to take this one all the way. It's Happy Birthday Tata. Gotcha. That makes sense. HBD stands for Happy Birthday. Yeah. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine in the commentary booth here. I've got you in chat to keep me company, so we'll have a great time. The only downside really is that I don't have many opportunities to sneak off for a snack break. I've got a banana, half eaten, next to me here. We'll get to that when we get to that. Right now, the important part, we've got Splat Zone's Onic Blood Art Academy. This is a favorite among a lot of players. It is a lot less stressful to hold here. So we'll see how they do. Same team from Happy Birthday Yay. That makes sense considering the players. We have both teams going for a nice early push to the center. A bit of a side fight happening here. Nova trying to get around that splash wall. Already 2 down on both teams. This early scrap will determine quite a bit. Happy Birthday able to win that one out. And Ricky's going to be able to push up here. That splash wall is going to be particularly annoying. Just to point out as well, we have a comp change. We didn't have a Kensagal prior on this team. Ricky changing to that one after the Splash-O-Matic. Maybe they weren't getting as much love out of the Splash-O-Matic. Maybe it was a map-specific pick. We don't know for sure. What we do know is that Ricky is a beast no matter which shooter they have in their pocket. And is something that we're going to be very wary of. However, the flank there, Splash Wall can only protect you from one side. So we have, for the first time in this match, Cook Island's in control. Cook Island's a very nice name, both being a location in Australia and a reference to not getting cooked. I think it's a very clever team name. Alright, we've got the Ink Armor coming out as well as the Booyah Bomb. They're using the specials to focus on lead. They're not quite able to get it, however. Despite all those specials, they weren't able to get enough ink on the zone, and they lose it with 1 point differential. Terrible news for Cook Islands. Not what you want to see there. HBD in a much stronger position now, able to push up onto that zone after the opponent had spent all their special. Much stronger assertion. They're going to be able to chew through that penalty and extend their lead, which is good for them because there was not much of a lead at that time. Booyah Bomb coming out. Tenta missiles are targeting it, so it's going to be dangerous, and without that, the armor breaks. Bamboozler takes them out. Not seeing very strong play from Cook Island today. Maybe having a rough Saturday morning. Or a Friday night, depending on where these players are located. It's looking like this one's going to knock out very quickly. Tenta missiles will do a little bit. Actually, we've only got 2 members left on HBD. And if they don't play this carefully, they're going to be in huge trouble. Very clever jump out there from the Bamboozler on... I'm going to give it 1 attempt. Murio... it's gone now. He's going to give it a go. Going to give it a go. Excellent. Burst Bomb Rush trying to get a capture and potentially some damage down, but the Bamboo! A wonderful shot. Murio Kusho. There we go, nailed it. Able to stop that last minute KO, but unfortunately, if they're not able to keep control of the zone, doesn't matter how many times they manage to stack that penalty on, lead will not come to them unless they can keep that control. Booyah Bomb coming out now. Booyah Bomb hasn't been able to land many hits here, and this Bamboo is absolutely cleaning up shop now. Haven't seen a lot of the dually squatches, but they also have quite a few splats on their side. It's looking cut and dry here. I think this round is going to go to Happy Birthday. It was definitely a good save, but unfortunately they could not convert that into a lead. They were very close using their specials the first time, but it just did not quite pan out. Notably, the splats are pretty even as well. It's definitely not that Cook Islands are not a strong team. They are getting the splats and assists that they need to make this happen. The other team is just catching them on small technicalities. And then, because of that, when Cook Island falls behind, their hand is kind of forced to go all out and make those last-ditch plays. And unfortunately, while a last-ditch play is very good at stopping a timer, it is not very good at taking it for yourself. Last-ditch plays often quite end up in a lot of trades. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. Alright, Game 3. This is match point for HBD. We're on Anchovy Games. This is a different zone to the two we've had so far. It is one large zone, smack bang in the center of a dip, which means that ranged weapons tend to get a bit more favor here. We have the Kensa sloshing machine coming out from Cook Islands. They know this match means business, and the Neo Splash returning for HBD. Love to see the Neo Splash. I don't feel like it gets enough representation. Especially because it has a neat little kit. Especially useful for splash zones as well. Alright, early specials are coming out from both teams, neither one overly committing to the zone. Unfortunately for Cook Islands, they're only just able to get control despite neither team having a splat. You want to be able to keep it neutral until you get that player advantage. Conceding points here early is just going to push a tiebreaker. Ooh, we do have 2 go down, 3 go down. That is a wipe. Cook Islands asserting dominance. They are not out of this competition just yet. Look at that control. We have HBD taking the fan over. They are fully marked and aware. They know exactly what is going on here. Cook Islands backing off a little bit. They lose one player, but as long as they can maintain aggression, they can really stack on those points. And that's probably exactly what they're thinking. Clips looking for the opponent, coming in with the ink armor. Tenta missiles as well. That is 2 specials assailing them. Neutral happens, but is quickly taken back. No penalty applied. Still a player advantage for Cook Islands. This map was what they were waiting for. I think they might finally lose control here with their players having to retreat. They're still going to continue their push. Ink armor going to keep them in business as those dualies really just wreck up the shop. This is quickly looking like a KO is in the books. Inkstorm going out. Ink armor going out. They are throwing everything they can at keeping this one alive. The splash wall keeps the gal in for so long. 8 points remaining is where we stop that clock. That was an incredible push from Cook Islands. They threw everything they had at that, every trick in their book. I love seeing every moment of it. The question is now, can they regain control? This is typically what they've had trouble with in the last few games. They've been able to stand their own until they've let it slip. But can they push back against the excellent defensive line that we see from HBD? Booyah Bomb's going to come out, doesn't find anyone, gets a decent amount of turf on the zone, but isn't quite backed up enough. Hits neutral only for a second, but look at that, Ricky with the 3 splat. They had some assistance in there, definitely helped, but 3 for 1 is a brutal slide that you cannot stand for. That is going to be lead and probably game here. HBD proving once again that they are a tough competitor in this tournament and will not be taken lightly. That is 3-0 to HBD. It looked really promising there, but knowing that HBD have such a good defensive play, the absolute moment those tables turned, it was curtains. Alright, well that is going to be it for our first round on stream. Now, it is not over for Cook Islands. They are going to the losers bracket. They may be our second strongest team in the tournament. We don't know yet. It's going to come down to how the losers bracket pans out. Let's jump over to our tournament standings to have a look now and see where they sit. See if we have any other results already. I don't know if we do, but we will find out. Okay, we do have another result. It appears that Yeen have taken 3-0 against the Jelly Squids. Yeen are going to move on against Alt Z. Jelly Squid's going to be dropping into losers bracket, taking on the loser of Pizza Bun and Sonder. I imagine pizza bun, but that's just based on past experience. Happy birthday, Tata is going to be moving through against Slim Jesus Gang. Alright, powerful stuff as we wrap that first set. So we're probably going to have to wait. Oh, well, actually, we might. Depends on what Ye would like to do. We might move into the Slim Jesus Gang match, or we might move out to a different set, depending on what is good to go. Just check in with Ye, our lovely moderator. Looks like we're going to have to friend Nitro, which means we're going to be checking out Yeen. Yeen will be our next matchup. Cool, excellent. Yeen will be taking on Alt Z. Looking forward to it. Yeen already taking a 3-0 as well. Should be quite exciting there. Okay. Now, I don't know how long it will take. I imagine the friend request will come in sooner rather than later. There it is. It's just come in through my system now, so I'll accept that. And we'll get into the next set. Exciting. Excellent. Friend request accepted. Let's get into our next set. Alright. We're going to be rocking along here. We have a room up and ready to go. Let's jump into our second set. Nice and quick. This is what you like to see from a tournament. Lots of games. Back to back. Keeping it flowing nice and easy. Looks like Ice has also... Starburst have finished up their match as well. Excited to see what the result of that is. Check it out in a second. Alright. Obfuscate the password. Lovely stuff. I know that those of you with very good ears can definitely figure it out. Keyboard click ASMR. Hopefully that's not an issue. I've got my high quality mic today, but unfortunately I haven't tweaked it for my mechanical keyboard. So it is going to be picking up a lot of things. Probably picks up the heater in the background. Probably picks up my keyboard quite loudly. I'll do my best to mitigate that, but a little unavoidable, unfortunately. Okay, so in this match, we've got a team that has just taken a 3-0. They're feeling very confident against the team that got a bye in round 1. So it's going to be nice and clean here. Don't. 1 second. I think my cat might be doing something naughty. Just gonna check. Is he doing something naughty? Okay. Thought I heard something. All good. All right, lovely. I do not have eyes in the back of my head, unfortunately. I wish I did. I mean, in a metaphorical sense. I don't want literal eyes in the back of my head. I think that's a bit gross. Okay. Lovely stuff. So yeah, Yeen have taken a 3-0. They've moved into this set. We are going to be seeing them face off against Alt Z. Let's have a look at these rosters. See what we're looking at here. Let's have a look. Okay, rosters. Yeen, we're looking at Nitro, Bless, Axis, Rui, and Tenchi. They have a substitute. Good to know. Alt Z, we have Terra, Zeriz, Law, and Azo. That is our rosters for today. I imagine these are NA-focused teams. I do not recognize a single one of these players, but I'm looking forward to the impression they can make. Being on stream is definitely a good place. Yeah, there probably won't be food ASMR. Gonna try and avoid that. I do have food here, and I can eat it. I probably just shouldn't eat it. Alt Z is EU. Excellent. Okay. Not a team name I recognize. Could be formed for this tournament. Could be an up-and-comer. Could be a very big team that I have just missed. All three of those are possibilities. Absolutely. Alright. Just gotta wait for one of our teams to join the lobby here. We'll take a quick 30-second break. We'll see how long it is. I'm gonna have a bit of banana. Just keep my vitamins up. Yeah. Excellent. I am now sufficiently vitamined. I've got plenty of vitamin banana. Feeling good. Feeling good on a Saturday arvo. Or a Friday night, for those of you in NA. Okay. Don't know where they at. Okay, we're getting a message from one of the captains now. Alright, you know what? I will do that though. That's a very good point. Excellent. Everyone can hear that. Great. Alright. From request accepted. There we go. Excellent, that makes it easier. Alright, good stuff. Now that that is set up, we can get underway. The keyboard clicks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What was I typing? Yep, that's what I was typing. Okay. Look, I gotta be quick. You don't get to be a programmer if you're not good at typing quick. Because you gotta type a lot of stuff. That's totally fair though. I mean, I'm not even the fastest. Like, a lot of programmers will actually do speed tests as a competition, and I am nowhere near the fastest. We don't have a full room. We're gonna need to remake this. I'm the spectator. I am not playing this game. Not today, at the very least. Alright, we're gonna have to remake the room. Alright, great. Sorry about the typing. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's definitely something... Like, I never learned how to touch type, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the concept of touch typing. I never learned how to touch type. But I spent so much time typing, doing all these things, that sometimes I would just be typing something and realize it was too dark in my room to actually see the keyboard I was using. and yet I could still do it. But the moment I was aware that I was doing it, I couldn't do it anymore. It's just one of those magical things. Alright, hopefully it's the same password. Touch typing is where you type without having to look at the keyboard because you just know where everything is. It's a modern skill. And something that you can just pick up naturally or learn through many different typing exercises and games and whatnot. I definitely don't have the most efficient of methods, but it works for me. Oh, crumbs. If you hear anything rattling around in the background, our new cat Crumbs, he has angel days and devil days. In angel days, he's peaceful and he sleeps and he's lovely. And on devil days, he makes an absolute ruckus. Today's a devil day. Just a heads up. I mean, a lot of practice and typing, I guess, is the answer. I type for my job, so it happens a lot. Alright, we've got all the players in the lobby. We're ready to start round 2. Here we go. Excellent stuff. Alright, so Alt-Z is going to be taking on Yin. 2 very pleasing team names. Let's get this one underway. Starting on Muscle Forge Fitness. Excellent start. This will be a lot of fun. This is a map that really lets you suss out how flexible your opponent is. This map, while it's quite easy to push onto the zone, there's a lot of tactics you can employ to really make it difficult for them. And if your opponent isn't very flexible, there's not a lot they can do about that. Also, oh my goodness, do you see that A20 username? That's so tiny. How is that so tiny? I mean, that's true. Using Discord a lot, definitely. Definitely helps. I know they're just using Superscript for that A20, but like, it looks even smaller than a TM. That's so tiny. How are they gonna do that? You know, whenever I say that player's name from now on, I'm gonna say A20. Because that's what it is. That's what it looks like. Superscript is what you call it when you do, for example, if you did 2 to the power of 6, and you make the 6 really small at the top because it's above, that's called superscript. It's like a little above bit. Subscript you can do as well, which is where you do it below the script. Super is above, sub is below. It's a learning stream today. Excellent. And now that we're done with learning, let's play some Splatoon. Alright. I think it just says A20. Yeah, it just says A20. Alright, we have pretty standard comps here. A double NZAP. That's a crud ton of turf from our green team here. Definitely a lot more than I was expecting. Orange team running something a bit more standard. E-leader we have there, and 2 shooters versus the 3 shooters. Both teams running the custom dually squelches. Alright. Let's have another look here. Alright, great. Just double checking our team names so that I get it 100% right. So Yin is our team in orange, and Alt-Z is our green team here. Alt-Z, they've got 2 specials ready to go. Booyah Bomb's coming up first. Armor will follow. They're going to use that to push onto the zone. Very well coordinated, nice and clean, and control is theirs. Just like that. E-leader can't do much about that from a distance, and now the E-leader's under pressure. Just like that, Alt-Z absolutely undoing all the work that Yin had done at the start of the match. Pun definitely intended. Alright. That is going to be lead for Alt-Z. They're not in the strongest of holding positions at the moment. They're going to start hemorrhaging players if they're not careful. Quad lock on the missiles, though, is going to allow them quite a bit of information and deniability. Already, they've taken out 2, and they've prevented the penalty from being applied. Now they just got to push up on the E-leader, and they have dismantled that offense. Zera doing an excellent job with that orange end zap, really making those Tenta missiles count. It's good to see. You like to see it. You do. You really do. Alright, Alt Z just have to hold on for 12 more points. Guys having a bit of fight at the bottom. Ink Armor doesn't help them out in the way they're hoping. But using the bombs they have at their disposal, they're able to apply a penalty. Now, can they push back? Yeen, they're coming into this match with a 3-0. They should have some confidence in their pocket somewhere. Can they find their footing? They've made a decent push here. They've managed to scare off all but one of the members of Alt Z. Law just dancing around that sponge there. Gonna use that. That's gonna be a Ink Storm to push back in nice and quickly. Booyah Bomb and Armor comes out as well. Alt Z know how to coordinate their specials. And this E-Leader cannot catch a break. Their team is not able to stay up long enough to keep the players away from them. Rui gonna have to jump out there with that E-Leader. I mean, it was a very wise decision to jump out. Definitely not something they would have wanted to have pushed. The number of splash walls also really making it hard for this E-Leader to land effective shots over the course of the map here. We have Alt Z in control again at the 2-minute remaining mark. Tenta missiles locks onto 3. They know where all 4 are, but 2 bombs landing up on the platform here. It's going to make it very hard for Yeen to get back onto this zone. But they do! They cap it just before the Booyah Bomb. That's going to re-extend the penalty and give them a lot more to work with. They're going to be happy about that. Minute 30, definitely still doable for Yeen. They just need to maintain a control over the zone here. I know for a fact that while we've seen Control Z do some excellent retakes, their holds aren't super locked down. There's a lot of weaknesses that they could exploit if they were able to surprise their opponent. Ooh, an auto bomb crawls its way onto those Tenta missiles before they can get off. Special being spent. That is not what you want to see if you're a Yeen fan. Alt Z, 1 minute left. All they gotta do is hold. They don't need a knockout at this point, but they might as well go for it if they can. Booyah Bomb gonna apply some additional pressure. Unfortunately, we're at the back of the map right now, so we don't really get to see what's going on. Someone sneaks out the side. If Alt Z aren't watching their left flank, they could be in trouble. Yeah, there goes 1, there goes 2. Just as I called it, that left flank, Ink Armor coming through, gonna make it a brutal time for Alt Z to hold onto. They've got 1 player left, Yeen. Have to find Zera and push them. They can't play defensively like this. They don't have the time for it. They need to get a wipe here if they want to make something happen. Inkstorm rolls over. They're in control again. They need to be able to get some splats here. Unfortunately, the opponent's got Ink Armor. They're not able to get any splats. In fact, they lose 2 players. Guy goes down as well. Decent dodge rolling from Law. Not the best Dually Squatches play we've seen all day, but pretty darn good. And with that very aggressive push, that runs out the clock. And Alt Z are going to take our first round here against Yeen. Very well earned. They just had some lovely retake strats and really took their opponent to the courthouse. Alright, let's have a look for some MVPs here. I mean, Law doing a good job holding up their team there with those Dually Squelches. Definitely getting a lot of splat assists, but unfortunately, not quite able to maintain a hold. Even if they just got better at their takebacks, they might have been in a stronger position, but unfortunately they're not really playing aggressive enough for splat zones. Hopefully we can see either a comp change or a strategy change from Yeen here. I want to see them really push it to the limit. Wait, Alt Z? Yeen? Am I getting the team names the wrong way around? Gonna have to double check. Alt Z and Yeen. Alt Z has Terra. Okay, Aegis. Aegis is Terra, I guess. That makes sense. And then Yeen is our green team. Cool. Just want to make sure I wasn't getting those wrong. But yeah, ideally, we see Yeen get a bit more aggressive. What they're doing is fine for some modes. Like, they can play Clan Blitz really well with how they're playing this. But this ain't a Clan Blitz tournament. They're going to need to really push harder on this if they want to get their opponent shaky in their boots. Inkblot, very traditionally a strong map for holding. If they can get those long-range hits with the E-Leader, if they can get their E-Leader on mid and keep them safe, that will guarantee themselves some control over the map. But if they can't keep them safe, or if they don't push up that far, the opponent's just going to keep coming back time and time again and stalling out your control. And we're going to see another 5-minute match where no one gets a KO, but one team has much more points than the other. That does help. That definitely does help. Absolutely. Alright, round 2. We've got 1 point on the board for Old Z. Yin hoping to push the aggression on this one. See what they bring out. Okay, they've got the E-Leader. They've got a Nozzle Nose this time coming out for their team. Whereas Yin are running something very different. We're seeing a double E-Leader match here. Both teams wanting to run that E-Leader. Kentagal, again, a very popular pick for this tournament. Especially because of its maneuverability and ability to win fights that you probably shouldn't win. Trade off to the side there. We've got 2 down for Alt Z. Yin with 1 down. They're pushing hard and fast. If they can get right up in their opponent's face here, they can really get some points on the board. Bless going for those Tenta missiles. Waiting for the moment to use them. Gonna pop them now. Gets a quad lock. All 4 players locked down. That is going to be quite effective in stalling their approach. But we have 3 specials ready to go from Alt Z. Here comes 1. There goes 2. And I imagine they've got the Ink Armor popping off as well. That is going to make them a force to be reckoned with. Ink Armor comes out from Yin as well, but it's not kept them in control by any stretch. That is going to be an Alt Z takeover, just like that. I think we are just seeing a lot more specials coming out here from Alt Z as well, which is definitely helping their cause. However, now that they're not running as many shooters, these E-Leaders are going to be having quite the set of duels over the top here. The winner being able to take quite a bit of control. So that's going to be super important in supporting your E-Leader. We've got 2 down already for Alt Z. 2 down for Yin as well. They take it right back. And the Ink is going back and forth. They're slinging as much as they can. It's so close to applying a penalty. But it looks like Yin are going to back off and Alt Z keep control there. But not for too long. That is the penalty applied. 1 down on either side. Just not seeing a huge amount out of Yin's E-Leader at the moment. Unfortunately, they're not quite able to get set up on mid, and because of that, they don't have the amount of control over the map they would probably otherwise like. So that's the thing about an E-Leader, is when you have an E-Leader in a strong position, they threaten control, which makes the opponent play more carefully. But if you can't hit your shots with the E-Leader, they'll realize that it's just a ploy, and then ignore you, and then your E-Leader's worthless. So you really need to be able to hit shots every now and again, otherwise your opponent is just not going to care. Ooh, Zera almost getting the wipe there. Would have been very handy, especially because that E-Leader is holding an Ink Storm in their pocket. Zera going to get some mines on the zone as well. They're playing nice and aggressively, getting a lovely pick onto the tree jump there. 1 more pick for Alt Z, and they've got this game in the bag. The Ink Mine maintains control, and they keep it. Ink Mines are definitely underrated for splat zones, especially when you have a big zone like this where an Ink Mine can slow your opponent's ability to control the map. So if they go for a last minute push and they can't land it, you win the game. That is definitely well played by Zera Z. Picking up the E-Leader despite not having it round 1 and making it work. Okay, we go to game 3 now. This is match point. This time it is match point for Alt Z. Yin are sitting in a position where they need to do quite a bit of work to get this one back under their control. It's definitely not impossible. And I don't know, I think they did bring the aggression on that one. I think it's just a lot more that they really weren't landing the shots they needed. They had the plays and they got the shots early, but there are just some members on Alt Z that are very hard to take down. They're playing it very evasively, which is definitely making it hard to land the shots you need. We're going to go to Wahoo World. This is going to be a bit of a different map to what we've seen so far. Wahoo has some strange qualities to it. A bridge that gives you direct access to the zone, but is very easy to lock down. Several alternating flank routes if you're able to take the path underneath. This is a scary one. Wahoo World is a very fun Splat Zones map. It's a zone that's covered, so you can really only turf it when you're there. It has those barriers on the side. But also nice and round, nice and even, many approach points. Tends to become a bit of a boiling pot. As long as your team doesn't completely lose control of the map, it tends to stay very heated. It's very hard to keep someone out if they're not giving up their map control. If you do lose the map control, however, the entire team piles up on the opponent drop and just takes them out just like that. Scary stuff. Absolutely to be avoided. That is the death penalty for this match. Wahoo is nice and big as well, you're absolutely right. Lots of approach points, lots of places to swim around, lots of places to build special. You can really make it work. Will we see another E-leader duel this match, or will we have the change back to the many shooters strategy? I honestly kind of want to see Yin try something a little different as well. They are sticking with their guns, both literally and metaphorically. A K-Pro coming out here to get a bit more of that damage. Probably a good decision for Yin. Whereas we have Alt-Z. Or have I gotten that wrong? I always forget because they flip them when I'm not paying attention. I don't know these players enough. Like, Guy is such a... such a non-name. Okay, just gonna quickly check this. Great, alright, so we have Alt-Z in the green here. They've got the K-Pro. The opposing team is running the Gal, and has changed out for the Scope instead. Exciting stuff. Have I been calling them Alt-Z when they're actually AZTL? Have I been doing that all game? I'm really sorry if that's what I've been doing. Let me just... My goodness. It is... Wait, no, it's ATLZ. Right. ATLZ. That's not Alt-Z, but it's not Azalt either. It's Atls. Something like that. Or Alts. Actually, that makes sense. Never mind. We'll just leave it as B. Atzel. I don't know. Let's just leave it. It's not important right now. They're Alt-Z as far as I'm concerned. So tired, close enough. Fair enough. Oh, it's their players. AZTL. Gotcha. So Alt-Z is fine because it has all the player initials. That's great. Love it. Alright. Yin are pushing back in here, trying their absolute hardest. They have a good amount of control at the moment. They're doing a pretty good job in keeping this one, getting quite close to a knockout here. While we were discussing name nomenclature, they really brought the heat. Okay. Here we go. This could be the penalty applied, and it is! Shot after shot, there's just a little bit more ink coming out here. Actually, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess they had a special to help them. That's the only way they would have done it. Because there's definitely a lot more turf here on Yin's side. As we're seeing with a very quick retake, a large penalty to get through. Sometimes that just happens. Sometimes that just happens, Neo. I mean, I could even try to pronounce that correctly for another 40 seconds, but we're gonna just leave it be until the match is over. Alright, control has flipped back. Looking at our players now on the map, we have a large cluster up top here. Ooh, and a disconnect. I don't know if that's everyone or just me. But I don't know what to think of that. Just gonna have to hold on for a moment. That game could still be proceeding. Maybe I was just booted. It looks like the room is still happening at the very least. I do have them added, so I should be able to get back in. Let me just put up my password sensor graphic real quick. Lovely. Take that away. Communication error has occurred. I don't know what's happened. The match might still be on, but I can't join. Something like that. We'll just have to hold tight. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's that icon is called Seed. Host DC? Okay then. Why can't I rejoin though? Curiouser and curiouser. Would like to rejoin Zine. There we go. The room is gone now. Alright. We're just gonna hold tight here while we figure out what happened there. Shouldn't be too long until we get some kind of word. Captain's chat already has some messages. Host DC. Okay. They were past 50 points. That's true. They were much past 50 points. So I think that one is going to be counted. Yeah, alright, so that one is going to be counted. Which means we have a point on the board. Wait, I'm just trying to figure this out. Alright, so Yin were definitely well over the switch threshold. So that means that Yin should hypothetically take the point here. Because we were past the halfway mark. And we were well past 50 points. Yin goes to the non-offending team though. Which means there was a host DC from... Alright. So Yin were winning, but Yin were hosting. And they lost the room. So... If the host DC... Okay, that's the rules. The official rules are that it is going to go to Alt Z because they were not the hosts of the match. I mean, we're just figuring out the minutia now. I'm just going to do some quick typing. Quick typing is happening. Oh. Never mind. So this is a classic case of whenever you look at spectator view from a team player's perspective, it switches the alpha and bravo around and just messes with your head. So when you don't know the players on the team super well, it's very hard to get that right. So it looks like, based on the information that we have available, AZTL are going to win that one 3-0. Excellent. I'm going to now be moving into another match very quickly. Starburst's match. So let's get that one underway. I'm sure I have someone added on this roster probably. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, Starburst, Bran, Ice, Jared, Tic Tac, and Ant. I think I have someone on that. Maybe not. Maybe I don't. Alright then, I'm gonna have to add someone quickly. Just give me one moment while I get that set up, everyone. And we will get into our next set. Unfortunately, a bit of an anticlimactic ending there, but not much we can do about it in retrospect. Let's have a quick look at standings as well. Just so we can see where everything sits while I get this set up. Alright, there you go. Starburst and Sonder. Ooh, that's going to be a tight one for sure. Very exciting. Okay, do I have anyone on Sonder? Alright, I don't have anyone on either of these teams, so I'm gonna have to add someone. Okay, more typing incoming. Lovely stuff. Alright, one moment while I add a player. Boop, 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 boop. Lovely. Alright. Nope, that's the wrong number. Alright, I did it wrong. Okay, so I did have someone the whole time, but I didn't recognize their name because no one uses the same names. Wah! That's okay. We're close. We're close to more gameplay. That's what matters. That's what matters right now. Alright, lovely. Alright, just getting the room password. Have it here. Lovely. And we are ready to go for our next set. Excellent work. Okay. Due to a thunderstorm. Yikes, that is nasty. Hate to see it. Alright. Moving on now, this is Sonder versus Starburst. That's right. We've had Starburst on this tournament before, and I've definitely seen both of these teams play before. We've got some very strong players in this lobby here. So we're in for a tight one. This is going to be very exciting. If we quickly double back to our standings, we'll see that I believe this is the winners final? No, winners semis. Not even at winners final yet. This is a long one because we've got the full roster at bay. So we can see Starburst have taken 3-0 against this pickup team and 3-1 against Centrelink Esports. Sonder have taken 3-0 against Pizza Bun, which is a great name. We can also see that Pizza Bun have eliminated Jelly Squids in the 2-0, and that Pickup bruh, whom I can't read it when it's that small. But the pickup team have taken a 2-0 against Slim Jesus Gang, so Slim Jesus Gang are eliminated as well. Thank you to those two teams for participating today. On the upside, you've got the rest of your day to enjoy. You've only been here for an hour, so go enjoy your day. Thank you for participating, and we hope to see you next time. As for these two teams, Starburst versus Sonder. These are some incredibly tough players, so get ready to see some really cool stuff. On Team Starburst, we have, we can see Bran, Jared, Echidna, and Nicholas. They are our Bravo team. Our Alpha team are Sonder, so we have Synapse, Henlol, Caden, and Birch with an exclamation point. Based on what I know about these players, and based on the fact that we got Mako Mart, we have been getting all the maps in this winners bracket. It's very exciting. I expect we're going to see some slosher play, and I expect we're going to see some real devastating up close and personal fights, which is always an exciting time. I am enjoying my day. Thank you for asking. I'm just saying that after you've been double eliminated without taking a set, you're probably not in the best of moods, so it's always good to go out and enjoy your day. I'm having a wonderful time. I love watching Splatoon gameplay. I love bringing it to other people. It's a good time and it's a great game. Alrighty. Mako Mart, let's have a look at these weapon compositions and see what we have. Oh, right, a Rapid Blaster, K-Rapid Blaster. Not something I'm used to seeing, but makes sense for this map in particular, as well as the Splash Neo. On our other team, we have regular Slosher, that's what I was expecting. A Fire Fin Charger, love to see it, and the Armor Zap on both teams. Alright. Very strong start here for Sonda. They've got a lot of points on the board already, despite only having 2 splats. They really know how to keep their opponent at bay with all this movement that they're doing. Powerful stuff. Alright, here we have the pushback. All the specials coming in, Starburst making their presence known. They've lost their dually squelchers up front, but they still have quite a lot of control at the back of the court. And the longer that they can keep their opponent away from the zone, the more points they're going to be able to lock in here. Very much aiming for the lead right now. Opponent has 2 specials ready to go, however. Will they let that lead slip? They do, but not by much. The armor comes out. They are pushing hard and fast. They're not quite able to tag anyone on the short side, though Henlol was definitely trying. And the 2 specials come out. Zone control is absolutely theirs. There is no way to stop that. There were so many suction bombs. Maybe a Booyah could have stopped it, but there is no Booyah to speak of on Team Starburst. Starburst taking out 2 members of the opposing team quite early. They've pushed in very far to make this happen. But they are very well backing each other up. We can see Jared and Bran just perusing the front of the store here, checking out the front aisle, making sure no one is sneaking up on them. There's just no real approach here for Sonda. They're trying their absolute hardest. They've got the ink armor, they've got the specials, but they're not able to make it happen. A splat bomb, an errant splat bomb, definitely causing them big issues. While we do have 1 down on both sides, Sonda just not able to make a dent into this clear offensive line. Tentamissiles come out from Echidna, just using it for the information, giving the callouts up above. They take a burst bomb to the face, but they keep giving those callouts. Look at that teamwork. Not firing for ages there because they knew that as long as they kept that sensor up, they could tell exactly where the opponent was. Those wall hacks coming very much in handy for the rest of the team. They are approaching KO at this point. Echidna does go down to Caden, but Caden has their problems of their own. The rest of the team is pushed quite far forward. There could be a sneak in from behind, and they're doing it. Sonda is sneaking in behind onto the zone. There's a lot of turf going back and forth, but they do manage to cap that zone in the nick of time. Excellent work there. That is the one downside to Starburst's tactic of getting all up in your opponent's face and playing offensively like that, is if your opponent starts to sneak around you, you're no longer in a strong position and you don't have a lot of control over the zone's turf color. That being said, a quick retake from Starburst. They're able to get the splats they need to reassert their dominance. And with only 1:50 left, in fact, a KO is looking quite likely at this point. I don't think the specials that we have on Sonda are going to be enough to break this offensive line, though it remains to be seen. The baller coming out from that K-Rapid, the reason you take it, but the Bomb Rush absolutely shutting down any chance of Sonda taking that zone back. Starburst are going to take round 1 on Mako Mart Splat Zones. What an incredible first match. Like, absolutely not going to be able to get through there. No way in heck. They had several options. We saw the Baller and Bomb Rush combo coming out there from Sonda to try and retake that zone, but it was absolutely not enough against the pure offensive that we were seeing from Starburst. As for whether it's Mako Mart or Mako Mart, both are very valid depending on your region. I would say it's Mako Mart because I think about the fish. Because like mackerel is M-A-C-K, mac, but that's M-A-K, which I would say is closer to make. That's just me. That's a personal thing. I prefer Mako, but both are very valid. 100%. In fact, if you want to find out what the official pronunciation is, the best way to do it is probably to watch a Nintendo live-streamed Splatoon tournament where they say the name, because they would have been briefed in advance on how to pronounce everything. That I can almost guarantee. Nintendo, they run a tight ship. They're very impressive with their events. Nothing gets out of their hands. Alright, we are going on to Manta Maria. I believe we've seen all 8 maps in the map list. Could be wrong on that, but I don't believe we've had a dub. Oh, wait, no, we've had 2 ink blots, probably. I think we've had 2 ink blots. Yeah, so we've seen at least 7 of the 8 maps. I don't think we've seen all 8 yet, but at least 7. Alright, here we go. Looking at our weapon compositions, a slight change up. We're seeing Birch on the Tri-Slosher this time, dropping that K-Rapper. Definitely a map-dependent pick. And we have a custom jet, as well as the custom Dually Squelches. You love to see it. Custom jet going to be bringing that Stingray. An interesting pick for this map, but I suppose if the team is feeling confident, they can make it happen. Which haven't we seen? I don't remember off the top of my head. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm a little focused at the moment. Stingray applying a bit of pressure to Synapse up the top here on the Neo Splash. They've got that Bomb Rush ready and awaiting. And here it comes now. They're going to be able to get neutral for sure. Can they get any splats as well? It depends on how well their team follows up. They've definitely got 1. That's 2. 3! They've pushed up and made it happen. Can they pick up the soda for a quad? Yes, they can! Synapse with the quad! That is popping off. This is what we expect to see from players of this caliber. Sonda in a solid control here. The only downside to a quad like that is that their opponent is going to be respawning together, and they are going to be coordinated on this retake. Caden just moving back here, trying to get their Tenta missiles ready so they can prepare themselves for this retake. They don't... Ooh, they've just picked up the special they needed to make it happen. Unfortunately, they have lost control. Good use of the point sensor there, marking 2 opponents in quick succession. Definitely will help with their team's splat power as well. They've managed to take back control despite not getting full control over their opponent's zone. And with only the jet left, Caden's going for a flank to shut them out. Can they land it? The burst bomb doesn't quite cut the mustard, and yes, with the help of Henlol, they managed to shut that player down. They are very close to taking the lead back here, and they do. The Slosher's in a lovely position as well. This is a Slosher-friendly map, I'll say it time and time again. The Tri doing a great job in shutting down that left approach. Bran having to take the right. They have the armor ready to go. Stingray going to be applying a lot of pressure down below. Allows them safe re-entry. Armor's going to allow them a bit further in. They will get neutral guaranteed, but can they hold it? They're going to need some splats if they want to make it happen, especially because their Soda Slosher is down for the count. Bran searching for those opportunities, not finding any opponents. 2 of their team members falling to the wayside. Only 10 points left in it. They need to get this soon. A splat on the zone will give them neutral. No one's really there to repaint it straight away. Buys them a bit of time, but unfortunately, Jared, I think falling off the map there is going to call that one curtains. We are currently 1-1 in this set. My audio is bugging out, so I don't know if it's working. You're going to have to let me know in chat. Something might be wrong with my streaming equipment. However, a solid takeback. That is now 1-1 for these 2 teams, Sonda and Starburst. Very strong showing from these players. Chat's not updating. Okay, let me just quickly get this on my phone. Oh no. Everything sounds good? Okay, great. So my entire display was frozen, but if everything's working, that's fine by me. We're moving on to Muscle Forge Fitness now, and just to quickly check the map list to see which one we haven't seen yet. Because, I mean, this is our 9th game. Which one haven't we seen? We haven't seen Piranha Pit yet. I knew there was one. Piranha Pit has not yet been featured on stream. Excellent. Everything else is clean. That's great. Good stuff. I'll know not to panic when it happens next time. Thank you very much, chat. You keep me sane. Love what you do. Alright, so it's 1-1 currently between Sunder and Starburst. We've seen that both teams know how to bring the thunder to their individual maps. Now, Muscle Forge can be a bit of a wrench in the works here. We have a Cancer Slushing Machine coming out from Starburst. Sunder sticking with what works, bringing out a K-Gal. And a Bamboozler as well. We're seeing quite the array of weapons on display, but a few returning favorites throughout a lot of these weapon compositions. It's very nice to see that these teams are not growing super stale on this. They want to keep their opponent on their toes. A very lovely set of work there with Henlo, not letting a single player get away. Seems like the reverse might have been true for Starburst on the other side, but Sunder in a very strong opening position here. Suction Bomb throwing out over the side. Nicholas with the Bamboozler here, just trying to get that zone control back. The missiles helping as well, giving a few callouts before firing them off a bit early. Definitely in an effort to scramble their opponent. One down on both sides. This center scrap is going to be key here. The splashdown definitely helps in maintaining control. And that is a wipe. Excellent work there. Let's have a quick look at how they're positioning themselves. We have the jump back in. And we seeing Starburst with a lovely control right now. Sunder gonna have to work a bit harder if they want to make this one work. Lead is taken. Sunder hearing the call and going right for it. Booyah Bomb on the zone and rushing right in. Caden using those jump rolls very effectively to keep themselves evasive as heck. And with a 3v1 down bottom, they're able to clean up one of their opponents. However, the flank comes around from the side. It is not out of the woods by any stretch. Sunder close to taking it back over, but they're not in a strong defensive position. They're having to relocate. They've managed to take lead, but their opponent has the specials. Alright. Booyah Bomb gonna reassert that dominance, and with only one player left and marked, that is gonna be Starburst on the retreat. Sunder in a very strong position now for a KO, especially with the 2 specials on the wayside. They've got Tenta Missiles and 2 sets of armor ready to go. They lose their Tri-Slosher, means they've only got the 1, but they all activate armor at the same time. Armor just bursting from both sides as expected. The Ink Storm rolling over the top from the custom dualies. Jared finds a pick. Very strong. They're going to need to get another penalty on the board if they're going to stay in it though. And unfortunately, I don't think they have the turf to do it. Sunder take round 3. That is 2-1 to Sunder. The tides were definitely turning there, but they didn't. Starburst didn't quite have the turf to get that penalty on the board, and because of that we have the early knockout in play. I mean, both teams are playing rather well, I've got to say, but we're just seeing Sunder a bit more aggressive in these later matches. They're jumping on their opponent, and while they're not grouping up as much, which is a bit of a weakness, they're making up for it by winning those 1v1s and really surprising their opponent. We move on to Inkblot Art Academy now. This is match point for Sunder. Starburst not wanting to take a trip to the loser's bracket just yet. Loser's bracket, a scary place to be when it's only a best of 3 to keep yourself in. See how these teams do. Oh boy, I love seeing play of this caliber. Both of these teams, not only are they able to flex into different weapon types during a set, but they can also really make them work. It's good stuff. Yeah, you want to be on top of the ocean. No one wants to go underground. Underground is where the scaries happen. Like, you can be a good team, but if you're in the loser's bracket, it is not hard to let 2 matches slip between your fingers. Okay, Inkblot Art Academy. Fairly standard comps from both teams. Both teams repping the slosher that they prefer. Bamboozler persisting here from Starburst. They seem to think they can make it work, and I'd love for them to prove me wrong. But on this map, I'm a little nervous. We've seen some good stuff from the Bamboo in the past, but their opponent is running a very hard and fast comp. They don't really have a backline to speak of. Backline, not really much of a problem in most splat zones. Bram with a wonderful jump out, spotting the Booyah Bomb. That's incredible. I've never seen a jump out occur that quickly. Amazing reactions from Starburst there. Unfortunately, reactions keep him alive, but it's not helping him quite yet. Hey, you're not underground technically, just under the earth. Down under the earth. Okay, Starburst taking control back. We have 2 specials ready to go, however, for Sonda. One of them taken out. They still have the armor ready to go. They're probably going to save it for an offense, though. Not going to do them much good on a defense. And Jared cleaning up on this platform. Just dodging every which way. Both teams running the vanilla dually squelchies. You love to see it. I do come from the land down under. But that's about where the similarities end. Okay, that is a significant lead there. Looks like Sonda working hard to claw that back. They've taken down all but one of their opponent. That Soda Slosher, the last line of defense. Doing a great job staying up there and building special. They're going to need it if they're going to push back in before their opponent takes lead. They're very close now. Bamboozler spending the special early just to really give the opponent something to work with. Gives them that call out, and 3 go down! Synapse, the last one remaining. The Tenta-Missile spam is real! What a great push. They were able to shut them down well before the lead was taken from them. That gives them a nice bit of breathing room to work with here. Caden tries to get that push, but so much super jump. Oh my goodness, the jumping speed on that player is absurd. To just fly out of there as soon as anything goes wrong. You love to see it, you absolutely do. A bit more points on the board for Starburst, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep control here permanently. The opponent is applying too much pressure. However, as long as they can keep their players up, the penalty won't be much of a problem for them, as they do have the lead at the moment. Halfway through our time here, and both of our teams looking quite strong in this play session. These are definitely the strongest teams we've seen so far. Definitely the strongest matchup, the strongest competition. Tenta-Missiles going out again. We have 2 sets of Tenta-Missiles here on Starburst, and they are doing wonders for their team. Usually, Tenta-Missiles seen as a less powerful special, but we're seeing it used very effectively in this set. Alright, we have Tenta-Missile counter and armor ready to pop as well, but it doesn't go out. The N-Zap taken out early. That is going to really put a dampener on Sonda. They have 1 chance to push in here. Armor comes out, they push in, get 1. Can they get neutral in time? No, the Slosher stops them! That is going to be 2-all for this set. We move to game 5 here between Starburst and Sonda. Neither team willing to concede as we go into our final game of the round. Okay. Again, players playing their roles very effectively. We've seen our survivalist characters, neither team able to get a wipe there just because neither team was willing to give all 4 of their characters up to the cause. I don't know why I'm saying characters, but we see Piranha Pit. Here we go. This is the last map we haven't seen on stream, and it is only round 3. It's a lucky day for stream. That is for certain. Alright, now Piranha Pit is definitely a different style of map. We have 2 zones and a pretty significant penalty on respawn for these 2 zones. Shouldn't be too hard to maintain neutral, yet I think we will see some difficulty here with what we've seen these players playing. Sloshers get a nice advantage using the vertical ramps surrounding the zones. And Bamboo, also a very popular pick because of a lot of flat ground on this map. I can't imagine we'll see too many changes. Definitely won't be seeing any weapons we haven't seen already. That is for sure. Alright, this is round 5. Winner gets a pass to the winner's final. Loser has a long way to go. Everything's riding on this. No major changes from the comps as expected. We do have the double zap coming out here from Sonder. Hoping to get a bit more up and personal for this game. We'll see how that pans out. Alright, one down on either side to start with. Birch with a lovely splat off to the side there. Doing a good job early on, but taken out just after the missiles go out. They get a splat with the missiles though. Amazing work. It is just a bloodbath at the moment. Players going down on either side at a very rapid pace. Looks like Sonder are going to be the first ones to maintain control here. No, that's not Sonder at all. That's Starburst maintaining the first control. And their opponent quite spread out at the moment. Nicholas able to give those callouts good and effective. Gets 3 opponents locked down. Is going to have to push forward due to the Booyah Bomb, and the Gal knows it, so they managed to push forward and trade. Unfortunately, they needed a bit more than a trade in this purpose. While neutral has been established, if Sonder can't get some serious splats here, they're not going to be able to make some headway. However, they do get some serious splats. Caden with several splats from those dually squelches. They should be able to get control here, and they do. Alright, a lovely flank there from Jared, but Caden able to dodge and effectively take out their opponent. You gotta remember with the dually squelches, you get a lot more accuracy after one of those dodge rolls. So you really want to make sure you're dodging in combat, not just sitting still. It is costly on ink, especially after the nerfs, but it's an important thing to do 9 times out of 10. Bamboozler gets marked by Caden. Caden hoping to just hold Sonder in these positions. But unfortunately, their positioning might get a little stale if they don't start moving around. Jared pushes in for the trade. Booyah Bomb is going to continue the point score, but not enough to get lead. They are 5 points away. They are drastically close. Tenta missiles are going to keep the opponent nice and pushed away, especially with an auto bomb chaser. 2 go down on Sonder though. This is looking like Starburst are going to be able to retake. And they do! The penalty is applied! That is a very clutch retake. And catches the jump out as well! Jared, very quick and slick. Gonna cost their opponent some special there. Very powerful stuff. That is the kind of play you want to see from your dualies. They can get those last minute chase splats, especially when their opponent thinks they're safe. Alright. Henlo looking for some safety here. Unfortunately, the Soda Slosher definitely peppering that sponge, making sure they don't have the cover they want. Booyah Bomb gonna apply a lot of pressure. The opponent escapes. Starburst again and again are showing that they know how to move around this map a lot more effectively than Sonder. They are frequently changing positions from strong to strong and not getting caught on the byways. Very good work. 40 points remaining here and only a minute 30. It's looking a little dangerous for Sonder now. Tentamissiles are going to land out on the zone, but they've got suction bombs to counter it. Very well placed. Booyah Bomb doesn't catch anyone out either. Sonder pushing together as a quad. They know this is their last chance. They get control, but they're going to need to keep it if they want to make it work. Unfortunately, they split, and the split is caught out by Nicholas on the Bamboozler. That is a wipe. That is looking like game. It is not completely over, but it is so hard to deal with at this point. Starburst just moving around this map much more effectively than their opponent, and just using this information gain. Look at this. Perfectly calling out all of these locations, firing the missiles as soon as the special's about to run out. I mean, Sonder do manage to take someone out on the side there, but they've wasted a lot of time doing it, and they have a long way to go. Splashball's going to keep them in position. They're able to get a bit of ground, but unless they can take the high ground here, they're not going to be able to control these zones for that much longer. Yeah, you can see that Soda Slosher sitting up on that ramp there, going to be absolutely denying every chance that Sonder have to get some points. They really need to control these ramps. Ooh, Synapse goes for the trade. Unfortunately, not quite as strong as they need. There are 2 down on Starburst, so Sonder will get a shot at overtime here. Unfortunately, they've got a long way to go. Their penalty's only just going to clear as that clock runs out. And even then, we have neutral. It's a very easy map to neutral. Sonda down 1 player. Tentamissile's going to help them out a bit. But down 2 players now. It's looking drastic. Down 3 players. That is going to be the game. Starburst head to the winners finals. Sonda have to take the long road. Oh, what a set. That was very much back and forth. It seems like both of those teams had a map that they were much more proficient in. Starburst, very good with their movement and positioning. Sonda, we definitely saw them play a lot stronger when they could get a defensive hold and move as a quad. But unfortunately, that is not one of those maps. Alright, Starburst are moving on. Let's check out the rest of the bracket here, see what we're looking at as we get the refresh. Excellent, let's interact with that there. Alright, looking at our bracket. Nice and clear. Starburst moving on to our winners final. They'll be taking on the winner between ATLZ and HBD. That match yet to be determined, which means it's not a 3-0, that's for certain. In our losers bracket here, we have Yeen falling prey to pick up Brolumawa. That's my best go at it. Brolumawa. So Brolumawa will be taking on Sonda. That's going to be a very tough match for them. Fingers crossed they can hold out. We're still waiting on Centrelink Esports and Cook Island. That match seems to be going on for a while. Hopefully we get an update on that soon. And Pizza Bun, ready and waiting for that match to resolve. Okay, good stuff. Let's jump back over to our lovely card and figure out what we're going to be streaming next. Oh, it has been confirmed that ATZL have successfully won. Which means that Starburst is going to be facing ATLZ. We've already seen these teams individually. It looks like we're going to be watching them now in the finals. Let's join up with them and see how they're doing. I imagine that's going to be the match we're watching. Absolutely. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, I am Mr. Streamer. Very much appreciate you helping me out there. As we get into our winners final here. This is still a best of 5. The winner of this match is guaranteed some prize money and a shot at the championship title. Definitely something you want to be taking. Pizza Bun have dropped from the tournament as well, I've just been informed. Which means that Pizza Bun are not going to be facing off against Centrelink Esports, who have managed to take the 2-1 against Cook Islands. Cook Islands working very hard there, but not quite able to make it happen. So Centrelink Esports are going to be facing off against Happy Birthday Tata in the losers semis. In the meantime though, we've got a game ready to go. So let's have a look at that. Alright. Starburst is definitely in a strong position, but I don't think they're guaranteed to win. Sonda are still in with a good chance. As long as they can... Oh, sorry. As long as they can pull it through losers bracket. And pick up Brolumawa. They did lose 0-3 to Starburst. We'll see. Also, Happy Birthday Tata. They haven't had a chance to go up against Starburst yet. Alt Z being able to take them out 3-0. It's really going to come down to how this match goes. If Alt Z can give them a good run for their money, then we've got at least 4 good teams sitting around in this tournament still. Anything could happen here. Anything could happen. Alright, speaking of anything, let's see what is happening. Winners final. Alt Z, which we're just going to call them Alt Z. I apologize if that is offensive, but it is going to be so much faster for me than a 4-letter acronym. It's going to be taking on Starburst. Here we go. Let's have a look at our loadouts. Alt Z running their Fire Fin and Cancer Gal combo, whereas we have Starburst with the more familiar Soda Slusher and Bamboozler. Both teams running a charger of sorts. Interesting to see if any duels develop from that. I imagine the Bamboozler is going to have a bit of an easier time up close. Ooh, look at that. A lovely flank there, though we do see several players go down. Alt-Z with the early control. Starburst going to have to work hard to get that one back in working order. Now, we know that Starburst are very good at maneuverability. However, the Reef doesn't allow you too much maneuverability when your opponent is locking you down. So, as long as Starburst don't let this match get away from them, they should have a good chance at keeping the zone occupied. However, speaking of letting it get away from them, several members of Starburst, key members, just falling to the wayside. We see Nicholas on the bamboo here, focusing on neutral, and they've managed to land it. They get control as well. An important penalty. But looks like they did manage to clean up the rest of them there. Starburst in with a good chance at holding down the fort here, using those curling bombs to their full effectiveness. See Jared on the side as well. We know Jared is an amazing Dually Squelches player. They do it time and time again. Ooh, lovely stuff there. Manages to catch out the Firefin before escaping the Booyah Bomb. Echidna using that evasiveness, that maneuverability that we talked about earlier to its maximum effectiveness in getting a pick before leaving from a Booyah Bomb. That's usually something that players would have to give up on if they want to escape that kind of death. But not Echidna, no sir. That is a player that knows how to avoid while still catching their mark. 20 points remaining. Starburst in with a strong chance of taking this one home right now. Booyah Bomb landing on the bridge. I think it's going to be it. No, we do see a neutral. It will buy them some time, but they're going to need a penalty if they really want to play around with time here. They do get a pick on the Dually Squelches, losing one of their own. They're maintaining neutral for a while. Aegis doing their best to keep that neutral as possible. Unfortunately, they're not quite able to make it happen. If they could get a spot on the zone, they'd be in a good spot. How is that neutral? How is that possibly neutral? We've got all three remaining players of Alt-Z just trying their absolute hardest to maintain neutral here. How is that neutral? And there's the wipe. Starburst take it home. I don't know how that was neutral, but I guess it was. What a set. I mean, that was just game one. That was just game one. Starburst clearly showing that they're the stronger players in this matchup so far. Terra Z is going to have a hard... Zera Z, my apologies. How is it mutual? Zera Z is going to have a hard time picking off these players. There are some very good maneuverability. There's very good maneuverability on Starburst. You're not going to be able to catch him with a charger easily. You're going to need to apply a lot of pressure, or you're going to need to be an absolute crack shot. So chances are what we're going to see here is either a change from Zera Z in terms of their playstyle or weapon, or a very quick 3-game from Starburst, because Starburst are not going to let a Firefin catch them unawares. At least not if they ever say about it. Quick reminder to stay hydrated while watching this stream, as boy, these matches are going to get real heated. This is the winners final. We're going to transition from this probably to the losers final and then to the grand final. It's going to be a lot of very strong Splatoon back to back to back. So make sure you got some water with you. I don't care if it's midday or midnight. You got to stay hydrated. Alright, Splat Zones on Wahoo World. Zera Z sticking with the Firefin. We'll see if the playstyle changes at all. We have Nicholas switching to the Jet. Custom Jet with a lot of special charge up. They're planning on using the Stingray on this matchup. It's an interesting choice. They've already got it out. I question how useful it's going to be. They try to lock down the bridge, but they're not quite able to get any picks on that. However, the Firefin's going to have a rough time if their opponent is constantly stingraying their backline. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know how that neutral persisted. I do not know. Okay, yeah, that Stingray clearly trying to be an issue. getting picked off early though. I mean, Starburst in strong control here. Booyah Bomb's gonna do some decent damage. I don't think it's gonna catch anyone though. The maneuverability too strong here from Starburst. Burst Bomb Rush cutting off any kind of escape route. 2 players committed to this one. Amazing that they managed to hang on that long. NZAP definitely buys their team some time away from the zone, and Starburst not in the best of defensive positions. But the Stingray again, just applying pressure to this Charger. If they can't deal with that Stingray, the Charger is not going to be able to get a strong, effective hold on anywhere. We finally see a strong pick, and the counter Stingray! It's effective! It's very effective! There we go, that's what we need to see. Zero Z constantly flicking between their front line and back line to stop the opponent from knowing where they're targeting. That's the change in playstyle I was talking about earlier. That's what they need to make happen. They can't afford to lock down an area, they need to just be constantly flicking for splats. A decent penalty in play now, a trade at the bottom, but only the Firefin left. Means that it's going to be a penalty clear for Starburst, and Zero Z is going to have to jump out. I mean, it makes sense in that kind of play dynamic. If their other players aren't in position, it's not going to do them much good. Zero Z is not going to be able to get any picks here either. The Stingray going to help them in the re-entry, but not much else. 3 specials at once. I question if these specials synergize well. Like, we saw 1 splat there for, yeah. Just like that. We saw 1 splat come out from Alt Z, and then Starburst immediately just sends in their NZAP after the specials are over and picks up a double. I can't see this one going any other way. Alright, Starburst with a very decisive second round. 1 more and they are in the winners final and guaranteed prize money and a shot at the championship. I don't know what you do in Alt Z in this case. Like, if your Charger player isn't confident swapping off, I don't know what you do here. Like, Starburst are such a strong team, their maneuverability is so on point, that I don't think they're going to be phased by a Charger. A ballpoint, maybe. Maybe if they're comfortable switching to a splat lane, might not be a bad choice. Regardless, we're moving on to Muscle Forge Fitness. Actually, I rescind my statement. This is one map where a Charger can do work. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of these teams running a Charger, actually. We've already seen that Starburst are capable of running a Charger effectively on this map. I don't remember who won this out of Sonda. I think Sonda won this. Yeah, I think Sonda won this one. I could be wrong on that. But I think Sonda won this one just because they were able to retake very effectively. So we'll see if Alt Z can take a note out of that book. They do have a good Charger player. I'm not denying that. But their opponent is so evasive. They're not running anything heavy. So it's really hard to tie down any of their players. I mean, yeah, all of these players are amazing. I'm not doubting that. I've seen them do some cool stuff. But like Starburst, man, that's some star power. That's some players that can really clutch out. They know what they're doing. Alrighty. Looking at our weapons, we have had a significant change up. We have a double zap coming out. It seems the weapon change is in effect. Whereas we have the Tri-Slusher and the Vanilla Jet. Now, I love me a Vanilla Jet, but usually for Rainmaker. I know that Starburst love their Tentamissile spam, and that will feed into that, but I do question about the effectiveness on this map. Time will tell. Regardless, early lead here for Alt Z. The double armor zap definitely working well in their favor early on. Here come the opponent's specials. They've got the armor to try to belay some of the damage, and they're just holding neutral for a bit. Holding neutral. Zero Z doing a lovely job on support here. Alright, dodging around the side. Just trying to keep it in, and Cozy. Have they jumped out? I think they have. Yeah, looks like they have. Nicholas sizing up where the opponent is with their Tentamissiles. Forgetting to fire them. I mean, you don't need to fire them if you're using them as recon, but it definitely helps. Definitely helps to fire them to get that extra bit of turf and damage on the board. Apply that pressure. Now, unfortunately, losing control because of that. Starburst now having to push back. There's only one member to hunt down. I think they have a good idea of where they are based on the fact that all the players are moving over. The jump out is effective, and just like that, Starburst back in control. Tentamissiles, quad missiles landing out onto the bridge, and that Toxic Mist really just belaying their opponent from crossing into the zone. I see why they picked it now. I mean, I imagine they wanted to use the missiles, but they just missed the timing on it, would be my guess. 40 points remaining, the Booyah Bomb's coming out now. That Toxic Mist actually proving pretty devastating in the low pocket there. Nothing the opponent can't circumnavigate, but definitely buying them some time at the very least. And we have Alt Z back in control. They push around, get some early hits here on the dualies. The dualies manage to trade out, however, as the Tri-Slosher comes in clutch. We are seeing points on the board now for Alt Z, but Starburst have two specials ready to go. Missiles for the recon and armor for the fights. They're both popping out at once. They've got a second armor ready to go as well. As soon as the first one expires, the second armor is popped. And just like that, you see why Starburst are on top as they are. Trailing those armors, linking them perfectly, and allowing them to get back into business. 2 minutes left on the clock. A decent penalty, but nothing secure. Either team could still take this, quite handedly. Booyah Bomb's going to definitely push Starburst back and allow them to get control. Booyah Bomb focused on the zone for turfing power, does allow them to gain control, however, doesn't get any damage on the board. And at this point, they really need to be knocking Starburst members out. And as they say that, they knock out two down at left lockers. They lose one up the front, but they are still in a very strong holding position. Their penalty is gone, and they only have 20 points between them and the lead. Tentamissiles are going to come out now. They're going to be targeted on the zone, but we have armor to counter it. Another splat goes out. That's 3 down. Can they get the wipe? They don't need it, but it'd be nice for bragging points. Lead is theirs. They do manage to land the splat as well. They're dangerously close to KO. This is looking like we might see a pushback. Starburst, not great results on this map in this tournament. That is a point. And the bragging points to boot. Absolutely. That is a point to AZLT. Or ATZL. Or one of those combinations. It's not super important. What is important is that we have ourselves a game. We've definitely seen that you can upset Starburst on Muscle Forge. They don't quite have the strategy for that one down. Maybe they were just playing with their comp a bit because they had a lead. It's hard to know from here. But what we do know for certain is that we're going into Game 4 and that Alt Z are not out of this by any stretch. They were able to hold off Starburst there, and they could easily do it again. Okay, slight cause for concern here. Starburst are very good at Mako Mart. Yep, Ye knows exactly what I'm gonna say. Ye knows exactly what I was gonna say. Starburst absolutely crushed this map. They know how to maneuver around the stacks. They know how to apply that pressure. They know when to push around and super extend. They are amazing. I was just going to say Starburst are really good at Mako Mart. That's exactly what I was going to say. They crushed it last time, and they're probably going to do it again. They just really know how to play this map. They've got the comp locked down. We can see also Alt Z taking a long time to consider this one. They know it's going to be tough. Do they have the skills? And do they have the knowledge to fight back here, or is this one going to be an absolute devastation? Time will tell. Okay, we're seeing the jet out again. Custom jet this time. Coming out. Oh, actually, custom jet from the opposing side. Interestingly enough, Zera using that Stingray to its full effectiveness. Custom jet does charge Stingray very quickly, and this is quite a flat map. So already we see Alt Z using it to their full effectiveness. One hit from that Tri-Slosher. Yes, they managed to pick it up without endangering themselves. And already that's a player advantage. Looking quite strong here for Alt Z. They've already got 30 points on the board, and they are continuing to rock it. Tenta missiles do finally come out, spreads them out a bit, and definitely puts neutral on the board. We're seeing the suction bombs all come out as well as some burst bombs. They're really just trying to take the zone by attrition. Unfortunately, not quite working, so they are going to push in now. Already 50 points scored. They may have conceded a bit too much this early on before taking that control back. We'll see how the match pans out. Starburst, keen to get those points back on the board. Look at these two players, super extending to keep their opponent as far away from the zone as possible. That's what you got to do sometimes. And as long as you've got someone to back you up, it's not technically an overextension. All about those technicalities. You can see now Starburst, they've locked their opponent down onto the platforms, running a Firefin scope themselves. They definitely know what they need to do to keep their opponent away. Booyah Bomb on the far side, Ink on the close side. That's enough to flip it. It only flipped for a moment, but that puts a penalty on the board, and that will keep Alt Z in control. Ooh, Nicholas jumps out as well. Starburst, not in control anymore. You have Alt Z with... Oh... I was gonna say, Alt Z were in a good state to control. They just need to play it safe while their players respawn. But unfortunately, getting picked off early is going to cost them significantly here. Jared with a lovely jump there. Gonna assume that was either lag or a lovely jump. I don't know which it was. Gonna go with lag. And we have the jump out there. Point sensor, gonna allow them that extra bit of information. And just chucking missiles onto Snipe there. They know that it's a valuable point to hold. Very close to taking the lead now. Starburst have it. Two specials on both teams' sides. The Stingray coming out early. Booyah Bomb to follow. They can get enough damage down here to take control back. But unfortunately, their opponent is just out-turfing them. Neutral is applied. Law taken down by the Charger. Nicholas in a lovely position to make that count. And with only 10 points left, Starburst are squaring to take it to the grand final, and they punch their ticket. Starburst, your first grand finalists of Lobster Crossfire 7. They know how to play that map. They definitely didn't have it locked down initially. We saw Starburst making some excellent plays, but Nicholas on that Firefin scope just absolutely knew where to position themselves at all points during that match to get those picks and just catch their opponent unawares. And Starburst, being able to change their comp as much as they did, really stopped their opponent from getting comfortable. So, props to them. They're going through to the grands and guaranteed a prize. Absolutely. Alright, let's check out the standings as they stand. Where do our standings stand? Well, on this screen, of course. Looking at what we have here, the winner's bracket completed. Starburst through to the grands. Happy birthday. Are currently versing off against Centerlink Esports. Not sure how that one's resolving at the moment. Oh, and we have Pickup Brolumua knocking out Sonder. That's what I'm talking about. Loser's bracket is scary. Strong teams are not guaranteed to make it through loser's bracket because it's very easy to let 2 rounds slip between your fingers. Just like that. Pickup Brolumia moving through to the losers semis. They will need to face off against the winner of Centerlink Esports and Happy Birthday Tata. And then the winner of that will face off against Alt Z for their chance at the grand final. Man, I did not expect that to go that way, but I'm very psyched it did. That is such a shocking twist. Sonda, a very strong team. The only team to take 2 games off of Starburst in the winner's bracket. And they are out just like that. Pick up Bralumia, not able to take a single game off Starburst, but took 2 games from Sonda because of that loser's bracket format. And just like that, we have our result. Happy Birthday Tata have successfully defeated Centrelink Esports in a 2-0 match, which means they will be facing off against Pickup Bralumia for the losers semi. Alright. Well, now that we're moving over to losers semis, I don't imagine we'll be sitting here for too long. We know exactly who we're going to be streaming. And I know exactly who I need to be joining. Excellent stuff. Alright, we'll just need a password. Great, I think I have it. Yes, I do. It's a very mature password. Which is always appreciated. I've typed it incorrectly, so I'll just need to redo that. Got a bit of lag on my typing side, so I just need to... There we go. Excellent stuff. Alright, we're moving through to losers semis here. You never know who's gonna make it out on top. Absolutely. Yeah, I did like that. It's always good to have more players because you get to see more opponents as well. You love to see new players represented. You love to see teams that we don't normally see. It's good stuff. LaCroix, welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying this Friday night tournament. I'm going to assume you're in North America because of that, because it is not Friday night where I am, but that's okay. Hope you're enjoying yourself. We've got plenty of good Splatoon lined up for you, including the legendary Starburst in our grand final. So get excited for that. Okay, so we're just waiting on our players here. Now this is losers bracket here. Losers bracket is scary stuff. It is a best of 3. So you do not get as many chances as you do in winners bracket. This is going to be a very dangerous situation for both of our teams. That being said, both of our teams here have definitely earned their way here. If we have one last look at this screen and we scroll down, because every time I go back to this screen it refreshes and it doesn't say scrolled. Pick up, both of our teams here have fought quite hard through losers bracket. Happy Birthday having to take out Centrelink Esports, definitely one of the stronger teams we had lined up today, able to take a round off Starburst no less. And Happy Birthday Tata also have quite the track record along this set. And Pickup here, this Pickup team, they've been in losers bracket since round 1. They've been rocking it ever since. They have been absolutely rocketing through. So they are used to the tension here. We'll see how they do in practice. Alright, let me just update our graphic. Wabam. We are in the losers bracket, just waiting for our players to join us here for the losers semi. After that, we will have our losers final. And then the winner of that will go on to grand final. And then that is our tournament, baby. As always, our first and second place teams win a prize. And that prize is cold hard US cash. So very high stakes for these teams here, as well as winning this tournament takes a lot of work. There's prestige involved here. We have not had many unique winners of this tournament. We don't have a Heisei Moto with us this week either, so any of our teams could take that title. It is up for grabs. Alright. I'll just give it a moment here while we wait for our remaining players. See you in a bit. Alright, we are just getting our friend code sorted. I realize I have the starting soon graphic up, but I meant to have the be right back graphic up. That's on me. I mean, they're both technically true because we are starting soon. But regardless, just hold on for just a little bit longer. I've just received the pivotal friend request. I'm gonna go accept that. And then we should be rocking and rolling. Excellent. Friend request firmly locked in. We are in business. All right. We are ready for the losers semis. Let's get the other team in here and get this started. Good stuff. There we go, just like that. That is our last player we needed. Yes, I do remember. I was gonna save that for the, well, I guess I can talk about it now. For those of you who are interested in participating in future Lobster Crossfires, the schedule is now changing to once a month. So 4 weeks until the next Lobster Crossfire. You can join the Lobster Crossfire Discord if you want to be able to jump in. And all the information you'll need is on that Discord server. Alternatively, you can follow Lobster Crossfire on Twitter, where you'll get up-to-date notifications about the tournaments there. I am the Lobster Crossfire streamer as well, so if you just want to chuck me a follow on Twitch so you can find out when I go live, that will also let you know when Lobster Crossfire is going live if you're on Twitch a lot. That's up to you. I also do lots of game content. Not as much Splatoon content these days. I do these tournaments, but I play a lot of things. So that's up to you. Alright, we're just waiting on one more player and we will be able to get started. I know I'm excited. Losers semi-final. Gonna be nice and speedy. And we will find which of our teams is moving on to face against Control Z. I realize now that like Control Z is like CTRL? Control? Yeah. That's on me. I've added an extra letter. Yeah, absolutely. Splatoon's a great game. It's a good time. Alright, we are starting off on Anchovy Games. Now, we don't know much about these teams. In fact, I don't know if we know anything about these teams, really. We have seen Happy Birthday play. Happy Birthday being our alpha team in this case. So we have seen them play before. But I don't think we know anything about our pickup team here. We just know that they're clearly some strong players because they've made it this far through the losers bracket. Be excited to see what they can do. Alright, 30 seconds left on our timer. Let's jump over to the gameplay so I don't forget that one in advance. Happy Birthday Tata is quite strong. I'm definitely feeling they've got this here, but we'll see. May their birthday message ring true. The luck of the birthday. Okay, here we go, looking at our teams. Ooh, I love to see it. Was that a foil flingzer? That is dope. I usually play it on tower control, but I could see it being useful here. Those suction bombs, very nice for capping a zone late. We also have the Tri-Slosher being re-represented. We don't ever see rollers in Lobster Crossfire. This is wild. What a wild time. Our pickup team running a much more traditional comp. E-Leader, Kensagal, Junior with armor. It's what you'd expect to see. Ooh, a lovely sharking play there from the Tri-Slosher, catching out the opponent's dually squelches. Unfortunately, Splashball is going to catch them in a bit of a tough spot. They're going to have a harder time taking back control at this rate. Alright. Happy Birthday in control for now. They're able to maintain a bit of distance here. Rick up close and personal with that roller, unfortunately being taken out. Happy Birthday do take the lead, but they are going to have to work quite hard to hold on to control here as their opponent is pushing forward hard and fast. Nick, with those dually squelches, grabs the double hit. The ink mine not mattering. Very good way to clean up your charger. This is game 1 of our losers semi-finals, so losers round 4, yeah. We are very close to the end of this tournament. Nick again with the sharking. And makes it work. Definitely knows how to make those dually squelches sing. You love to see that kind of play. Only 10 seconds left. We should see neutral here with the Inkstorm and E-Leaders in position. Though the Bamboozler is counter-firing. And neutral doesn't come quick enough. Neutral comes after the timer ticks over. Which means this game is already over. This is scary stuff. Alright, and just like that, Happy Birthday gonna be able to clean that one up. They have 1 point, and they only need 1 more to go on to losers final. Scary, scary stuff. Oh. Inkblot Art Academy. Definitely one of the more favorite maps of these players. How will they approach this though? I really love seeing the foil flingser, and it was very effective for their team, so I hope that we get to keep seeing it. You know, I should probably give the full name shout out, just because it is Happy Birthday to a specific person. It'd be rude of me not to mention it. So, I will take this moment to say a quick happy birthday to Tata. Hope you're having a lovely birthday, and I hope you're enjoying this stream. Have a good day. Or if it's the evening, have a good evening. Yeah. Alright. Excellent. Now that that is done, Tata's EST, fair enough. Hope you had a good birthday. There we go. Lovely. Alright. Might not even be their birthday anymore. So this is losers bracket. If Happy Birthday win this, they're going through to losers final. Pickup need 2 in a row to stay in this competition. Let's see how they do. We've got the Firefin scope coming back out here for Team Pickup. Other than that, no major changes here. Again, loving the foil flingser. I don't know, maybe the other flingser would have been more effective. That's up to you as a player. I'm not going to make that decision. You play what you're comfortable with, and if you're comfortable with foil flingser, I'm happy for you. Alright, early control, not really going one way or the other. Inkstorm coming out to apply a bit of pressure from Happy Birthday. Not quite effective enough. We're going to see the retake here from the Firefin. Team Pickup, they are able to apply pressure here. They just need to get some picks. Booyah Bomb does find one. That's very effective. That will give them control. Suction Rush kind of not really needed at that point. Ink Armor saves that charger as well. They know there's someone around that corner. It's probably the flingser. Can they land the shot? No, they can't. That was a pivotal snipe they missed there. As was that one. The dodge rolls keeping the players effective and alive. This charger's going to need to land a few more shots if they want to be able to take this one home. That being said, Team Pickup in control at the moment. 2 players down. They're going to lose control here for suresies. Oh, but they land the shot on Nick. A very clutch shot. Only Rick is left. Very well done. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The Charger needs to come in clutch in those moments if Team Pickup is going to have a chance here. And so far, it's looking like they do. Only 40 points remaining. We're not even 2 minutes into this match. Team Pickup looking very much in position for a knockout, but there is the penalty. I mean, I feel inclined to say that Team Pickup has better turf coverage here, but clearly I'm wrong. That being said, that looks a lot like a wipe to me. That is Team Pickup with a lot of work to do. Happy Birthday in full control of Plat here. It's going to be very hard for them It's going to be very hard for Team Pickup to escape. Long and short of it. They've got 2 specials on board, but they've lost 2 players. The lead change happens. Happy Birthday now very much set up to take this one home. There is less turf for them, absolutely. 100%. Team Pickup are able to push back in. They do gain neutral, but not control. They really need that penalty. Otherwise, they are going to be out of this in a very short amount of time. Burb trying their best to get a pick off the side here. They do get control and the penalty is applied. Pickup are still in this. They've got 2 players down. Make that 3 on the opposing side. They know where the last one is. If they can pick this one up, and they do! They're looking very strong here. They don't have a massive penalty stopping them from gaining some points. The trade on top between the Dooley Squelchers means that it is anyone's call what's going to happen next. Firefin's got a nice lot of control from the mid. There's a lot of panic happening in the plat on Happy Birthday. Pickup trying to weed out the remaining players and make sure they don't become a threat. Specials are flying left and right. It's very close now. There is not much left in it. Neutral is close too, however. Bamboozler just trying to apply that pressure. We have the Booyah Bump from the Kensagal just keeping that control. The lead switches, but just in time for the retake. No, KO is going to happen there. We have another serious penalty to tick down here. Happy Birthday with the work to do. Amazing that we get the lead switch, but not the KO. It's not what you expect. I imagine Happy Birthday were throwing everything they had at that, but they were just a second too slow. Now they are on the back foot. They've got the armor ready to go. It's in the back pocket. Flings are also ready with that suction rush so they can maintain control if they need it. Booyah Bomb comes out. That's going to eat up a lot of the bombs, and that gives them control. Team Pickup gets the snipe over the side as well. Only 1 player left for Happy Birthday. Team Pickup look like they're going to take this one. It's looking pretty cut and dry at this stage. There's a decent penalty on the board and only 30 seconds. It's going to be an overtime push if there is one. Can Happy Birthday get the specials they need to reclaim control over the mid? 20 seconds left. The first set of specials go out. Here they go. 2 sets of missiles and armor as well. Is it going to be enough for them to get some picks? They've got 1. The Chargers applying pressure from the back, but the Gal applies splash wall up front. Shuts out the frontline offensive. They do have control, but how long can they hold it? They're going to move into overtime here. Oh my goodness, it's so close. Team Pickup, they're getting the picks. If they can get 1 more pick, they're going to be able to take this one home. Booyah Bomb goes in for the control. Is it going to be enough? Not quite. Yes, it is. Oh, Team Pickup with the equalizer. We're going to game 3. What a game! Oh my goodness! Oh. As you can see, the splats incredibly even. The specials incredibly even. These teams are going tooth and nail at this one. Neither one wanting to concede even an inch in this match. Oh, I'm feeling lightheaded. Anyone else? Oh, okay. Final round on the Reef. The ultimate equalizer. The Reef, good lockout spots. Good areas for chaos and flanking. Much more chaos than the match we just had. Will either of our teams be able to utilize that? I imagine a Roller will. If a Roller gets down and behind the opponent's drop without being caught, that could be devastating. That being said, Team Pickup definitely had several times where they noticed and caught that Roller out. Especially the Charger, able to get a quick snipe in. Who do I think will win? Based on that last match, and based on what I know about these teams, I think that Happy Birthday Tata are going to take this one out by a hair. I think it's going to be quite cut and close, but I think they have what it takes to use the more open nature of this map to really work in their favor. That being said, anything can happen. Yay, thinking pick up a win. We do have some weapon changes here, which will change things a bit. The Bamboozler coming out here for Team Pickup. No, that's not Team Pickup. That's the Happy Birthday running the Bamboozler there. Team Pickup, they've got the Firefin scope, as they always have. The Gal as well. It's proven effective in the past. Early control goes to Team Pickup, though it's not much of a control at the moment. They really need to get some picks to make it count. And three of their members go down. Luke just sitting on the zone, isn't going to be able to get a pick, and that is all four of the members of Team Pickup taken out. While they do have a nice 20-point lead to start with, it is going to wither away very quickly. And because we didn't see any special usage come out earlier from Team Happy Birthday, they've got all the specials they need on defense. That being said, Booyah Bomb lands in the middle just as a Suction Bomb lands as well. A quick retake. I didn't see how that happened. I can only imagine the Junior got underneath and just absolutely cleaned up, but two members go down on Pickup just like that. No one's winning until it gets to two. Very good observation. Neither of these teams have a dominating lead yet. And we have two down now on Team Happy Birthday. Pickup in control, and Luke, excellent job at repainting those zones and jumps out at a key moment just as the Tri-Slusher comes in. They know they can't win that fight on their own, and they maintain their Ink-Armor for the retake. Very clever play from Team Pickup. I'd be surprised if they hadn't played together before, but the name would suggest otherwise. Okay, 2 minutes into our match, neither team passed the halfway point on score, which means we might see a full timeout on this match, depending on how the next minute pans out. Specials are exchanged back and forth, but no picks happen immediately. We do have the lead take for Team Pickup. Can they get the picks here? It's a trade from Burb. Not quite conclusive enough. Rick throwing out the specials as well, and we have control for Happy Birthday. Can they root out this Gal player? They're playing on their wall very effectively. It turns into a trade. Not surprising to see. Trades are what you want when you're in control, that is for sure. Prob no pickups here. Yeah, this late in the game? Probably not, but we'll see. Alright. Nick moving around the left side on those custom dually squelches, trying to get that Inkstorm up and ready to go. There is the lead take. Can they get the Charger? If they can, it would be huge for their team. Charger's moving very effectively. Only lands one of the two taps they need. That is going to be a very good pick there for Happy Birthday. We move into our last 2 minutes here. Happy Birthday getting dangerously close to KO. They don't have many specials to their name though. Inkstorm might come out here just to try and assure that they keep it. Yes, it does. Can they keep control? Neutral is just a hairline away. Two bombs fly out. They're outpainted, and Happy Birthday take it. They're going to the losers final. Oh, it was pretty close, but as predicted, Happy Birthday just using the chaos of the map a bit more to maintain control even when they weren't in the lead on splats. Very well done, and I imagine we're going to see a lot of specials coming out, yeah, from Rick there. Just absolutely using those specials to keep that turf a-flowing. Great work from both of our teams, but that is where we are going to have to say goodbye to our pickup team, whether or not they are actually a pickup. And we have now our final 3 teams. We're going to quickly jump over to the standings to have a look. I imagine we're going to keep this lobby up as well, so that should keep things nice and simple for me. This is our tournament standing. Everything is pretty much filled in at this point. But if we scroll over here to the right, Alt Z versus Happy Birthday Tata is our final match here. Now, Happy Birthday Tata were taken out by Alt Z in the winner's bracket. It was a 3-0. It wasn't close. We watched that set. Did we watch that set? I don't know if we watched that set, actually. I know we watched Starburst vs. Thunder. Maybe we didn't watch that set. I don't think we watched that set. So that's a little scary. Yet, happy birthday to have come all this way to potentially be taken out by the same opponent that got them the first time. It's not what you want to see. They want to take a crack at Starburst. They want to make it to that final. They want to guarantee themselves some prize money. So they're going to fight their asses off in this losers final, for sure. Just organizing getting Alt-Z into the room because we're going to use the same room. This is the losers final. Same rules as the last match. I'm going to take a moment to catch my breath. We will see you in approximately 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Alright, pretty much 2 minutes on the dot there. We are just waiting on one more member from Alt-Z. What was I saying? Was I saying Control Z when I was talking about it earlier? I was, wasn't I? I'm just looking at my keyboard and thinking about shortcuts. I'm such a dum-dum. Ah, jeez. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. We have fun here. Alright, so Alt-Z. We're just waiting on one member of Alt-Z. And we will be ready for our losers final. This is going to be tense. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure going into this. Alt-Z in the past have completely washed the board with the members of Happy Birthday. Hopefully we see a bit of a closer match this time, but only time will tell on that one. Alright, here we are. Run around chasing cars. That's not even the right song lyric. Doesn't matter. Alright. Who do we think has got this one in the bag? I could run a little prediction. Let me get out my Twitch. I'll run a little prediction. That sounds fun. We can do that. Run a little prediction. Let's go to my stream manager. Ooh, I might not have time to make that prediction because all our players are here and ready to go. Alright. Start a prediction. Alright. We are looking at Anchovy Games for our first set. Alright. Who wins? We've got... I'll put in the correct team name as well, just to make sure that every team is properly represented, because that's important. ATLZ. And I want HBD Tata. Alright, you've got 2 minutes. No, I better make it 1 minute to get your prediction in. Here we go. Let's do it. 1 minute to get your prediction in. Who is gonna take it home? Who is gonna make it to the grand final? This is your chance to find out. Also a chance to get yourself some more chip damage as well. So feel free to do that if you are in chat. This is going to be it. We are out of time. The match is going to start. You'll get a 30-second head start if you want to look at those points. Ye's gone in with the prediction. Unfortunately, I can't predict against them, so if someone else wants to predict, feel free. Okay, here we go. Looking at our weapon lineup here, we have, as expected from both of these teams, Alt-Z running their very traditional custom jet comp. They've run this one on this map before to great effect, and already the Stingray has picked off one player, almost two. We're seeing a Bloblobber, however, coming out from their opponent here, Alt-Z. I love to see it. Bloblobber Deco, especially good at zones on this map because it can cover quite a lot of the zone, apply a lot of pressure to players who are below, has a very nice special for capping the zone, and also you can chuck a sprinkler on top of the signs to really rain down ink. That being said, specials are coming out now for Happy Birthday. They're making their best effort to try and take the zone back from their opponent, and they do. They can put out a lot of turf onto this zone. As long as they don't get caught out by Law here, who makes a wonderful shot. I just realized that was a Dooley Squelcher shot from the below bar. That's a very hard thing to pull off. Amazing work. Alright, here we have the Gal flanking forward. Bomb resting just outside the front. You've got to make sure you play it carefully when your opponent's pushing up like that, and we are seeing that in spades from Happy Birthday here. They don't want to overextend when their opponent is already applying the heat. However, the Law is dropped down and absolutely shuts out that attempt at a retake. It's neutral for a bit, but not for long enough, and no penalty applied means Happy Birthday are in a bit of a rough spot. Stingray follows the player perfectly. Bamboozler taken out by that Stingray. We've only got 20 points left in it. This is looking scary for Happy Birthday. We knew it'd be rough, but we didn't think it'd be this rough. Okay, that's 2 down on both sides. Happy Birthday able to take control. They apply that penalty. They are still in this. They can absolutely make it happen. Nick using those lifts effectively to avoid those Tenta missiles and keep that high ground advantage. Sprinkler's also going to keep them nice and situated. The Bloblobber's main role here is just to keep that zone nice and turfed more than anything. Ink Armor does keep them alive there, but unfortunately having to bail out, that is going to be control back to Alt-Z. They're a very powerful team and they know exactly how to get under Happy Birthday's grill. Push is not super effective, but again, they're keeping their opponent away from the zone. That's the real win here. And Law is just laying down absolute dominance on their opponent here. We're seeing time and time again they are getting picks that they should not be getting, just because of their excellent aim. Alright, Bamboozler fires out missiles just to delay the opponent so they can get some semblance of points. One taken down successfully. Ooh, but not able to camp the jump. Unfortunately, Law able to dodge out of the way of the second shot. Dooley's very good for that kind of entry because they do have that mobility. Because of that, just realizing actually, Happy Birthday are in control. They're about to score points. We've got 1:30 left on the clock. They could take this. It's only 45 seconds to lead. Tenta missiles come out a bit early. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do too much to belay the enemy from making their way in. Here comes the Booyah Bomb. Here comes the Suction Bombs. Here comes the armor. They're holding on. They've managed to maintain control. Happy Birthday not going down without a fight. 2 splats from Rick. Excellent work just walking forward and holding the button. Not normally something the Dooley Squelchers can do, but in this case they do. The penalty is already almost cleared through. However, Law has snuck through on the right side and has completely swept the team. That is a wipe in the last minute. That is brutal. Happy Birthday almost with the shot there, but not able to hold it together against Law and their amazing flanking potential. Law already on 12 splat assists. What a player. That player is absolutely popping off this game to great effect. This snipe position is not safe because the members of... Oh, I need a moment to breathe. Okay, there we go. Happy Birthday just trying to hold on to this zone. It is such a struggle, my goodness. They are tooth and nail just clawing at this. But unfortunately for them, Alt Z, they're not letting them keep their zone safe, and they are just applying so much pressure. Booyah Bomb's going to take them out. That is game as far as I'm concerned. I cannot see an overtime push happening in that time period. Alt Z are going to take this set. Like, yeah, they had to commit everything to that. Wasn't going anywhere. Alt Z take round 1. One more and they're back for their rematch with Starburst. Losers final. Heating up. You know, I used to do solo commentary all the time. I could do like a 3-hour stint. I'd be exhausted by the end of it, but I could do it pretty well. It has been a while since I've had to do it. I might be a bit out of practice. Bear with me if I do take breaks during the commentary. I'll try and keep it to the most hype moments for this match. Just to regain myself a bit. Because these players are too dang good. Sending me off the deep end. Ah, lovely stuff. Alright, so this is the match point for Team Alt Z. If they take this one out, they are going to the grand final. And they are guaranteeing themselves some prize money, guaranteeing themselves second place. They're on their way. Unfortunately for Happy Birthday, they have to take 2 games off a team. They have not been able to take 1 game off in their last 4. It's looking rough. But if they can pull it together on Piranha Pit, maybe they can get some momentum going. I'm hoping they can do it. We'll see. Alright, we're opening up on Piranha Pit here. Weapon changes are minimal. We do have a nearer splash coming out here from Happy Birthday. But other than that, not seeing too much in terms of changes. Stingray, a good pick on this map. If you can position it correctly, you can really cover a lot of ground. Already we're seeing 2 members down on Happy Birthday as they pressure forward. Tenta Missile's ready. They'll be able to lock all 4 of them if they fire them now, but I think they're going to hold on to them until their team is a bit more prepared. They've got the armor coming in. That will get them neutral. They get 1 pick. Can they get more? Yes, they get 2. Can they get 3? No, they lose a player to the back flanking. I mean, Laura's just been devastating this whole game. However, with Laura taken out, that puts Happy Birthday in a good position to set up shop here. There is 1 player left to take care of, and they find them. Gal taken out as well. They're in a good spot. They are in a good spot here. They take the lead. Happy Birthday. They're set up. They've got the specials ready to go. This could be good for them. Oh, and a lovely bomb. Excellent work there, forcing the NZAP to maneuver around in a way they probably wouldn't want to. A20. A20 goes in for the trade. Does manage to pick it up. They're getting a little dangerously close to KO, so they're gonna push back now. They've taken out most of the enemy players. They will be able to get capped there and apply a decent penalty. Someone did sneak in, but traded once again. We're 2 members down for Alt Z. And that is Control once again. Happy Birthday. They are doing something right here. They are... I mean, not to imply they weren't doing things right before. What I mean is they're doing something extra right. They are absolutely keeping Alt Z on their toes, and it's working very well for them. Stingray comes out now, does a lot of damage, shreds through that splash wall. Is able to find a pick as well. Zera Z on this jet has been an absolutely incredible sight to watch over the last couple of matches. Not too surprising that they've landed on it after their matches against Starburst, yeah. Okay, income is coming out. They're going to be able to continue their control here. This is going to be quite strong. Tenta missiles raining down from above as well. A20 holding on with their armor zap. Just really trying to make it count. They grab the control back once more. Their opponent keeps stacking neutral on them, but as long as no penalty is applied, they can keep doing this for 2 minutes and they will win the game. Just get a splat, get control. Get a splat, get control. Rinse and repeat, don't get a penalty, you win the game. It's just the Bamboozler left at this point. Bamboo's actually in a tough spot here. Do they re-jump or do they maintain their pressure? It's hard to know because you don't really know what the opponent's going to do. Alt Z, gonna take control back here. No, they don't quite do it. It's neutral. They're applying so much turf, but they take out the main turfer. Oh, there's the penalty. A 1-point penalty. The wipe goes through, but that penalty is huge. That is absolutely huge for Happy Birthday. They can work with that. They can get specials back before that penalty ticks down. If anything else, that allows them to reposition. Very clutch grab there. Oh, and shuts down the Booyah Bomb player. Doesn't even get splattered. Love to see it. Neutral is hit once more. Happy Birthday pushing through. They've taken down one. A wall of suction bombs scares them from taking the direct path through. Armor's going to make it a bit more difficult as well, but they do take down the Gal. The Gal is taken down in a 3v1. Happy Birthday just need to get control here, and another penalty is applied. And this time they didn't have to commit everything to do it, so they're going to be able to work through their own penalty a bit here. Maybe extend their lead if they're lucky. However, they're going to have to do something about that jet. That jet is going to be able to apply turf from quite the distance, and it's going to be very hard to take out. Control goes back to Alt Z, but not without some penalties of their own. 2 players go down. Happy Birthday still with a chance to take this one home. Bamboozler gets an excellent set of snipes. The opponent is panicking slightly. They know where Law is, and they take down Law as well. Excellent work from Muryo Kusho. They have done a wonderful job in maintaining their status quo for their team. Both teams have a decent penalty. Another set of excellent snipes from the Bamboozler. This is clutch. This is exactly what their team needs. Exactly what their team needs to hold on in this tournament. Neutral is fine as long as they don't concede control to their opponent. They take their Gal out as well. They hit neutral, but it is not enough. Happy Birthday take a round, and we are going to game 3 once again. The tension right now is palpable. Happy Birthday take their first ever game off of their opponent, and it is the most important one they take, because now one game is all that sits between either of these teams and the grand final or being eliminated in 3rd place. And there is no prize for 3rd place. Ooh. Oh boy. I wonder if Alt Z is shaken by that at all. Oh, we'll find out. We're moving on to Inkblot Art Academy, however, and I know for a fact that Alt Z, they're feeling pretty strong about this one. This is one they've done well with in the past. They can make this happen. I'm a little nervous for Happy Birthday, but we'll see how they do. They've put on an admirable display, especially in that last game. All the stakes are riding on this. This is it. Yeah, that's very true. Happy Birthday Tata might need the prize to buy Tata a birthday present. Well, hopefully, if they don't win, making it this far in the tournament was present enough. Because it is hard to make it this far. 3rd place is nothing to snuff at when we've got 11 really strong teams in our tournament. Well, I mean, you know, the prize can be like, hey, we did this in your name. It counts. It's like, we did it for you. We fought them for you. Alright, here we go. This is the final round of the losers final. Whoever wins this gets to face off against Starburst in the Grands. Whoever loses is out of the tournament. Let's see how they do. Alright, comps are looking pretty standard. We have the orange Zap coming out here. And the Neo Splash returning for Alt Z. Stingray's going to do some good work early on. Tenta Missile's a nice counter to that. Means the Stingray's not able to get the full blast on for as long as they would have liked. I do like the Jet as a pick on this map, especially with the burst bombs up close. They can get some very good damage done. It's looking pretty back and forth at the moment. We have early control here for Happy Birthday. Can they maintain it? Stingray comes out, doesn't find any purchase. Does waylay the opponent a bit, but not by much. And the bombs are flying. Happy Birthday are coming in with a vengeance here. They want revenge. They want a chance against Starburst. They haven't had a turn yet. And with that, 3 members go down. And we have the penalty applied. The law is put down. This is looking very strong here as a retake. Alt Z also in with a strong chance of winning this. They've done it before. They know they can do it. And this is a map that they favor. Ooh! But the torpedoes! The Tenta Missiles coming in at a perfect time. No one has torpedoes. What am I talking about? To absolutely shut down Law. The retake comes in. The penalty is applied. We've got 3 minutes left in this match. It is absolutely not over till it's over. Anyone can take this game. Tenta Missiles ready to go again. We have 2 down. Jumps out just before the Stingray gets them. They're going to concede control there, but they get to keep their special, and they're using it immediately to re-enter. A very strong play there from the orange Zap. That is what you want to see. Missiles drop down. Team moves in. The armor comes in to counter it. Can Alt Z hold on? Ooh, the Tenta Missiles are coming in so rapidly. The opponent cannot keep up. That is going to be neutral and control. 10 points shy of lead. Happy Birthday still in control. Both teams past the halfway mark as we reach the halfway mark on our timer. A KO is still possible for both of these teams depending on how well they can hold. Ooh, not able to evade the Stingray's grasp. There's not a lot of room to maneuver when you're down there on that zone. Trying to use the curling bomb to get that space but couldn't quite land it. And Alt Z are back in control. Terra trying to land those shots, find those players. Ink Armor comes out once, comes out twice from both of our teams here. Tenta Missiles raining down from above as well, but this time Alt Z hold their ground. They take the lead. They position themselves for the victory here. Only 28 points remaining. Stingray's going to make it real hard to get past that plat. At this point, Nick is our last hope. Can they get a quad? It's not looking likely. They look for one, they spot the shark, but they're not able to do anything with it. That is going to be Alt Z moving to the grand final. It was looking tight, but that last push there from Alt Z was too dominant. Happy Birthday not able to break through that defensive line. Alt Z moves on to the grand finals. Happy Birthday, an admirable effort, but Happy Birthday Tata are gonna have to call this party off. They're gonna take 3rd place. And with that incredible turn of events, we're gonna have to get into a new lobby. Happy Birthday Tata, indeed. Let's have a look at our bracket. Alright. This is how far we've come. From 11 teams, Starburst making their way through winner's bracket, not unassailed, having to take on, let's see, 4 or 3 different opponents. They had to take on 4 different opponents, each of varying difficulty, almost dropping to Sonda in round 3, making it all the way through to the grand semis against Alt Z was a 3-1. Now they've got a bracket reset on their side as we move into our grand final format, best of 7. Alt Z ready for that rematch. They've got some extra games to work with here, though they do need to win a bracket reset to take this one home. Are they going to be able to do it? Well, That's something we'll find out over the course of the next half an hour. Oh boy. It's kicking off. Just gonna join back into that game real quick. Level 8 passwords entered. Those of you who are good with your ears will know exactly what it is, but that's okay. You're not going to be able to influence this game any more than you'd think. We're moving on to Grants. This is Grand Final. Because we do the bracket reset, we can play anywhere here from 4 games of Splatoon to a full 18. Because it's best of 7. So a full 14. Anywhere between 4 and 14 games. If we play 4, they'll be over quick. And it'll be all one team. If we play 14, boy are we in for some Splatoon. My goodness. We're starting with Wahoo World. Now, I don't fully recall which team... Oh, I gotta update that. Can't be saying losers when we're at the grand final. Oh, yeah, sorry if you haven't seen that. Because we haven't spent a lot of time on this screen. That's me. Hi, I'm Yesone. Nice to meet you. Okay, cool. Moving back to gameplay. Alright. So... yeah, we're on Wahoo World Splat Zones. Thank you. I like it too. It took a bit of work to implement. Let me set up our text here. So it's best of 7, first to 4. And we do have a bracket reset if our right team doesn't win. If the winner's bracket team doesn't win the first time. Standard affair. Exactly what you'd expect. Starburst might have cooled off a bit. It's been a while since they've played. Then again, they're an amazing team. Why would they cool off? They've probably been practicing the whole time. We've got the Soda Slosher. We've got their custom jet. Exactly what we'd expect. Both teams running a custom jet actually here. And the Neo Splash coming out from Alt Z. They want to be able to really get up close and personal with their opponent. Oh! The counter Stingray comes out! Zera trying to get the Stingray out first, but Nicholas bringing that one down nice and quick. That is a very good counterplay, knowing to save their Stingray for their opponent's Stingray. Both just aware of their opponent's playstyle and absolutely using it against them. Very good play from Nicholas. Incredible work. Alright. 60 points remaining already. We've only got one member up from Alt Z. Starburst with a very dominant hold on this map. We know they know what they're doing here. They know exactly where Aegis is. And they know they are going to have a hard time getting down. Inkama 1 comes out. They're pushing forward. Splash is throwing the bombs as well to buy them some purchase. Unfortunately, Aegis doesn't get too far. Opponent overextends. 2 down on Alt Z. They don't have long to get to the zone here. Echidna runs out of ink, but unfortunately, I think it's all for naught, as they are just out of time. Yep, we see the slight squid jumping there, and Starburst are on the board. Oh boy. Alright, Starburst on the board already. It might be a quick set. We'll see. We'll absolutely see. Well, Nay, I hope you make it back. Oh, you are back. Excellent. Welcome back. Yes, this is the grand finals. We have Starburst versus... oh, did I get the letters in the wrong order? ATLZ. I did get them in the wrong orders. That's alright. Quick fix. ATLZ. Alright. I'm still going to refer to it as Alt Z because, typoglycemia, but that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Alright. I will actually tuck this into here, because I can. It looks nicer when it's tucked in. Great. Okay, so Starburst take the first point. They are now 3 points away from the championship title. See how they do. Now, we do know that Starburst, not typically super strong on Muscle Forge. They've dropped several rounds on Muscle Forge today. So Alt Z could definitely take this from them. They've done it before. They could easily do it again. As for weapon changes, we know that Starburst like to vary things up quite a bit. We even saw a K-Rapid earlier in the stream. In fact, I think we've seen every type of weapon on this stream except for a brush, which makes sense. Oh no, we haven't seen a Splatling either. I'm used to seeing more Splatlings, but I guess they're falling a bit out of favor at the moment, especially with Splat Zones. That makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, Starburst absolutely like to keep their enemy on their toes, constantly changing up their comp at least a little bit, just to stop themselves from becoming predictable. And we've already seen the benefits that has. Nicholas, seeing their opponent on the C-Jet, was able to effectively immediately counter their play. Like, that's powerful stuff. That's the kind of stuff that wins games. Alright, here we go. Muscle Forge Fitness Splat Zones. What changes will we see, if any? I'm not expecting much. Okay, we've got Armor Zap, and a fresh Squiffer! I did not expect that. A fresh Squiffer coming out from Alt Z there could be very powerful work. Atzel. Atzel? Maybe I can just say Atzel. Yeah, I'll try Atzel. We'll give it a go. Unfortunately, the Squiffer, while it is a fresh change, doesn't match up well against a K-Pro. So the K-Pro might prove to be a bit too difficult here. We'll see. Atzel in control now. Neo Splash hunting down that Dualies. They managed to get a nice, effective flanking attack, shutting them down entirely. Booyah Bomb doesn't do much either. It kind of just looks like Muscle Forge is not Starburst's strong suit. Keeping things fresh, literally, with a fresh Squiffer. Love to see it. Alright. Yeah, look at that. They're just building up special at the moment. Starburst do not feel comfortable dropping down at this point, which is not good for them because they are conceding a lot of points right now. Fan of Fizz, welcome! You are just in here for the grand finals. It's looking like we might have a game on our hands. Ooh, the double there. Nice and clean from the Neo Splash. That's what you use a Neo Splash for. You just get right on top of your opponent and absolutely erase them from the board. We do have a penalty applied to our Atzel team, but I don't think it's phased them too much. They're already back in control. Suction Rush is going out on all the key areas. They're in a good spot. I don't see Atzel conceding many points here. Ooh! Caught out, however. K-Pro using their range to absolutely just stop that Neo Splash where it was sitting. Very strong stuff. Bran now in a more controlling position. K-Pro is something that takes a little bit of breaking in. You can't just switch to a K-Pro immediately and land shots. You need to be able to really... You need to be able to hone it. And if you don't hone it, you're not going to get those splats. Especially with the ink cost associated. Looks like we're going to see a retake here. No! Yes, we are! That is a wipe. Which means that we have Starburst in control. It is not over by any stretch. They are fighting back on this one. It's nice and solid. They're almost through their penalty here. Only 30 points between them and victory. And a lovely bomb splat there from Bran. Brilliant work. That's going to really waylay their opponent. They have two specials ready to go. I imagine at this point that Atzel just... Atlas. Is it Atlas? Maybe it's Atlas. They're just saving their specials for this push right on the timer. And they get it! They get exactly what they were hoping for. This is exactly what I was talking about. They saved their specials. They waited for the exact moment where they had everything they needed. And they pushed all at once. And just stalled out the lead. However, now that they've committed everything to that push, their opponent might be in a better position to retake. In fact, yes, they already have retaken. They only need to clear a 40-point penalty to get the lead from their opponent. And with that, the members of Atzel are wiped out. Adels? God, there are so many ways to pronounce this, and they're all kind of wrong. Okay, the penalty has 3 points left. It looks like it's gonna flip. Oh, so close. So close. Both teams are just turfing rapidly. And that is the lead take. Starburst have managed to take lead on Muscleforge, something I did not think would happen. They're very close to an overtake here. Law taken out in a bad spot. Will this be a KO? They're firing very rapidly, but it looks like the turf output is in Starburst's favor. Starburst get the KO. That is the game to them. Did not see that coming, but Starburst taking it up to 2-0. They want to go home. They want to go to bed. And because of that, they are doing everything they can to shut this one out early. Alright. (2-0) currently. Starburst 2 games away. It was very close. Unfortunately for Atlas? Addles? Unfortunately for Addles, I don't know if they're going to be able to take this one. That was definitely the map that I thought they were going to be able to take it on. Oh, I should confirm the prediction from earlier. My apologies. Very good. There we go. Excellent. Yes, so I did forget to confirm that earlier, that's on me. Muscleforge Fitness was definitely Starburst's weakest map, and now that that's out of the pool, Addles are going to have a hard time pushing back. Like, not impossible, we've seen that they can go toe-to-toe, but Starburst are just so much better at outmaneuvering the members of Addles. I don't know if they can do it. I'd like to see it, but I don't know if they can. Alright, one moment while I replenish my blood sugars. I used to be so much better at this, my goodness. Alright, here we go, round 3. We've got the Tri-Slusher coming back out here for Starburst. As well as that Bamboozler returning. Both teams now representing a Bamboozler. No, wait, that's wrong. It just flipped when I went to say it. That Bamboozler is a menace. Menace to deal with. Custom Jet going with the early Stingray strategy. Unfortunately doesn't find any picks, nor does the rest of their team. Going 2 down, Starburst are using their momentum from the previous games to roll through their opponent. This is looking dire now. Does manage to get 1. That is 1 on the board. Already 50 points remaining. Starburst just absolutely finding picks every which way. We see several specials come out here. But the ink armor is enough to keep them at bay. Alt Z can't push past that ink armor. Every splat's a trade. It's looking real good for Starburst right now. Another Booyah Bomb. Can it find a target? Can it assist in a fight? It doesn't. Ooh, we do have neutral, but 2 splats. That's game. That is a 100-0. First one we've seen today. Starburst are popping off now. They're warmed up. They're ready to rock. They know their opponent, and they are shutting this one down. It is now championship point to Starburst. Scary stuff. Very scary stuff. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out where this one went wrong. Look at those splats. That's just Starburst absolutely kicking butt. I mean, part of this is definitely that Addles would be a bit demoralized right now. It's very hard to stay motivated in that kind of a situation. In fact, I think they might have thought it was... Yeah, they thought it was best of 5. They thought it was over. They thought they were home free. Uh, Alright, great. I think they're back. Yeah. It's not looking great. In fact, we've already had the GGs from both teams. Alright, there was a bit of confusion. Both of the teams involved thought that it was a best of 5 for winner's bracket, because it was still technically winner's bracket. Alright, we're gonna play. We put it up to both of the teams and they both want to play the game, so we're gonna do it. Alright, excellent. Sorry about that. Just a bit of confusion with the players. But we are right back into it. There we go. Everyone just saw the password on stream. Look, if they reverse sweep this, that'd be incredible. I would love a reverse sweep here. But also, Starburst are incredible. They are a very strong team, they are well practiced, they're well known, and there's a reason for that, and it's because they win games. I'm not saying that adults can't do it. I'm just saying that if they did do it, this would be the best Splatoon stream in existence. Maybe second only to the Australian finals where there was a reverse sweep a few years ago in the official Nintendo tournament. A reverse sweep would be incredible. Alright, so we've got all the players back in. This is still the grand final. So at this rate, adults need to win 8 rounds of Splatoon, and for the first 4 they can't drop a single game. It's on Mako Mart. We've seen Starburst play this one against Sonder, and they kicked Sonder's butt. This is gonna be intense. And not in the way you're thinking. Just based on what we know about these players' comps. Actually, to be fair, so Starburst, our current leading team, beat Sonder in a 3-2. But on this map, Starburst kicked butt. Hey Kichi, welcome. Thanks for using the chat. Thanks for helping me out as well. I'm not always watching chat, so it's always nice when people can answer questions for me. Thank you very much. Alright, here we go. Looking at our weapon comps, there is nothing surprising here. Nicholas returning to that Firefin scope. Both teams running a Firefin scope, actually. The main difference here, as always, is the Tri-Slosher. Wow. What a steamroll. Already Starburst off to an incredible start with 3 splats. And Jared pushing around the side with the Echidna, making sure that no one takes the easy route in. Which means they either have to take the Ink Rail, which they'll be able to spot and punish, or they have to take Side Route, which is slow. All of which guarantees they'll get some points. Starburst past the halfway mark at this point. The Bomb Rush is coming out from 820. Which is definitely going to buy them some room, potentially zone coverage. And they get a splat as well, that's nice. Zera trying to help at the back there, but it ends up as a trade. It does get a pick off to the side, but unfortunately they don't maintain control, and the end zap is on them. That is out. This is a zones only tournament. All the maps are zones. That is how you play Lobster Crossfire. Just to let you know. Alright, 39 points remaining and a little bit of penalty. Starburst are down 1 player. Make that 2. The Ink Armor comes out a bit late. Charger's trying to pick off Bran, but Bran is going to hang out here and just maintain control for as long as possible. They get 4 hits and they do get the splat. I was wondering why that one took so long to register. Bran doing a great job just maneuvering. Again, we've seen time and time again, Starburst know how to maneuver. A map like this is just excellent for them. They know exactly how to rotate around their opponent. They know exactly how to get them at a disadvantage just using their movement. Brand backs off a bit. We get neutral there. Addles trying their best to push in here, make something of it. They get their opponent quite far back. We've seen Law time and time again be an excellent splatter with these dually squelches. But I think they're just getting predicted by their opponent, and they're not able to really make full use of their weapon skill. They do manage to pick off the Tri-Slosher there, and they are in a decent position to take control. Some shots on the Charger, but the Charger escapes. Law just kind of stuck down here in no man's land, really wanting to make a difference. They do manage to cap the zone, but not before getting absolutely sniped at point-blank range by Nicholas. And that zone is going to flip back real quick. 2 down on both sides. Aegis going to be able to keep control. Gets another pick, actually. This is looking like it might be a bit closer than I initially anticipated. We have 2 members of Starburst down. Addles very close to taking lead here. They've got the Bomb Rush going out as well to ensure that they have the turf they need to do it. They take the lead at a 1-point margin. Addles are still in this. It's going to flip back, but they have the player advantage. Oh, the penalty! That is not what you wanted to see. That is going to prevent them from really extending their lead, which is something they needed to do. Now instead, they are sitting at a very narrow score margin. Nicholas doesn't get out, however. Starburst in a bit of a rough spot, only a minute 30 left, and they are not ticking away at their penalty. Their opponent is. Bran looking for options to re-enter as Starburst assess their situation. They throw out the first armor. Second armor's ready to go. They didn't have it ready when they started the push, but they knew it'd be there. 1 down on both sides. Bran trying to get out. Oh, speed swims away. Manages to get out of that fight. The player advantage to Starburst, not for super long, but we have members on Addles on respawn, so it is going to be a bit of their penalty chipped away. Can they maintain this control? Ink Armor's ready to go. We have 2 members down on Addles. Starburst are going to be able to maintain a strong control as long as they can keep those player numbers up and kicking. 40 seconds left. The lead changes once again. Starburst now in control. They are nearing a... Ooh! Actually, as I say that, we have a switch and a penalty reapplied. No team's going to be getting a KO at this point. There is not enough time left in the game for a KO, but what there is enough time left in is for one last-ditch effort. Addles just need to get some good fights here. They catch Jared on the overextension. They throw the bombs forward. They've almost got armor ready to go for this push. Here it goes. They are running in. They're giving everything they've got to this last push. They know this is their last chance to make this happen. They can't quite get control from their opponent. They're all just throwing turf at it. They get control. They're starting on the penalty. They're going to need all of overtime to make this happen. But no, Brand jumps in with the armor. Wipes out the players. And Starburst take the control. Take the match and sweep the grand finals with a 4-0. Starburst are your Lobster Crossfire 7 champions. It was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be, I'll give them that. Addles, despite the thinking it was already over but 5 minutes ago, they gave it their all here. They absolutely brought it. That was incredible to see, but Starburst, your winners, unassailed, not dropping a single set. They dropped some games, especially to Sonda early on, but they are your Lobster Crossfire champions. They've earned it. And, like, you saw the gameplay. They are an incredible team. They were definitely a favorite on the initial bracket, and they have made it all the way through. Good job to Starburst indeed. So Starburst will be walking away with our grand prize. They are going to be walking away with, I believe, unless it's changed, that's 80 USD for the team. I'll just double check the rules to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Excellent stuff. And our second place team there, Addles, they're not going away empty-handed. They will be walking away with the 40 USD for their team. And also a second place in a tournament with 11 teams. It's pretty good, especially a tournament like this one where the rules are a bit unique. Takes a lot of work. So, well done to our teams. Hope you had a good time. Hope you've had fun. And to our viewers as well. Thank you for tuning in for Lobster Crossfire. Our next one will be in 4 weeks. It's a little while away, so if you don't want to miss it, I recommend jumping onto Twitter and following Lobster Crossfire there. Or you can get a link to the Discord channel. That will also let you know when we go live. Last option, if you want that final option, you can follow me here on Twitch. I stream a lot of games here, a lot of tournaments, some of them Splatoon, some of them not. But I will be the Lobster Crossfire streamer for the foreseeable future. So if you want to catch Lobster Crossfire, you can give me a follow here on Twitch as well. Thank you, as always, to Yay, our excellent mod in the chat and behind the scenes, keeping everything running smoothly. They're also the ones who pony up for these tournaments and get our players out here. So a big thank you to them for keeping the competitive Splatoon scene alive, especially the more local ones. And this is an international tournament as well, so very much appreciated to all of our international viewers wherever you are across the globe. If you're in North America, hope you're looking forward to some rest. You can now sleep. If you're not in North America, great, neither am I. Nice to have you here. Alright, I think that's going to be everything for our stream. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover. So unless Yay says something in chat that I've forgotten to mention, I'm going to sign off. I've been Yesone. Thank you so much for tuning in to our incredible tournament. Congratulations to our winning team. Thank you to our other teams for participating. And thank you to you for watching. Have a good night, everyone. Or day. Like, it's like 3 PM for me. But, you know, you get the idea. Time zones are weird. See ya.